spooky time already?
It's spooky time,
Whoa!
ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't know that was happening.
I know, I surprised you.
You surprised me. I love it.
I feel like there's like a button for that, but whatever.
Spooky time.
Go back over here real quick.
Oh. Yep, he's on it.
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen.
kind of it.
Caleb, play the third or two to your right.
Folks, welcome back to the
can't believe
Producer
we're running
Lounge.
that.
What a start to the episode, everybody.
It's episode 178.
178. We're getting out of the range of D&B tempo. We're getting into what, hardstyle?
Yeah,
Gabber?
yeah, we're getting up there.
Hardcore.
Yep.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
I want to miss these tempos.
Folks, it's a big day. We got the Halloween background back up.
Oh, shit.
I shifted the hue so it's a little more green and brown.
Oh, okay.
Which is fun. Yeah, now the pumpkins. Oh, on this side. He's got some green eyes.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Folks, Restraint's back on the show today.
Wow.
Give him a warm welcome.
Wow.
Give me a saturated welcome.
Ooh, give him a saturated.
Give me a spectral
I'm gonna give you-
welcome.
Clip everything.
I'm going to give you a clap. Welcome. That was my...
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You just boo him? Damn.
Yeah.
It's deserved. You get too much love, John.
It's deserved. You need to be.
You need to
booed.
be humbled, John.
Damn. That's fucked up. Folks, as you see, we have our candle here on the desk
Oh, that
today.
ghost just moved.
Yeah, the ghost is spooky. Watch out for that guy.
I thought that was also just part of the very real background.
He's a spooky ghost.
Spooky ghost.
That's what ghosts do, dude. So, how is everyone?
Doing good.
Good, yeah. What up, brother?
It'll move if you poke it
Brother.
enough.
He's trying to poke the ghost.
Hey, brother.
Trying to finger the ghost, dude.
I'm still doing shit since we had Justin, Mr. Backleft, on.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking just still in my down streak of just making dog shit.
Hey,
And, like,
me too.
You're there?
I
Hmm.
laid out a track this morning and I was like, oh, this needs so much work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, fuck me. It's kind of a cool idea, but like, whew, it's going to need some, like, a dough that doesn't want to fucking, you just got to keep working it.
Dude, I can't even get like a decent idea that's like very rough. Like everything I'm doing, I'm just like, that sounds horrible. Like, how do
Well,
you sound as that? How do you write stuff again?
Last
how do I
night,
music?
I did hear you like writing some like emo shit. I don't know what that was about. It was just like guitars and
I heard that today.
sad
Yeah.
vocals.
Yeah, folk Aznadel is coming out.
I had an idea when you were listening to that, or you're playing that, or fucking with it, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
As I was going to take shit earlier, and I thought to myself, it'd be fun to use like a really like pretty guitar thing, and then just be as opposite as fucking possible. Like the
was
most
heinous.
aggressive thing possible right after that. Have it break for a second, and then just meh.
Go hyper ignorant with it.
Yeah, just whatever. And never bring it back. Never bring it back. Just get the ladies wet for 1 second and then
Dry
just be
'em up real
like,
quick.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Just steam in the room, really.
Yeah. I like this. Quick shout out
I'm with it.
to Gray Sky Beats. Thanks for the follow, my guy.
Thanks, Gray Sky.
Yeah.
Beats.
Gray
Gray
Beats
Sky
Sky.
Beats.
John, aka Restraint. I see you got a little pop-up stand for your phone, and on it says "Topics for Podcast."
And he has like 40 notes.
would
Dude
you
came
like?
so prepared.
I mean, we can just launch straight into your first topic here,
Sure.
and get us rolling.
Yeah, I was
why
trying to
not?
think. There's just things that have been high at the top of my mind as I've been working, getting ready for another show coming up in November.
Mhm.
So yeah, like
what show is that?
Gonna be playing with Resonant Language and KLO.
Oh,
shit!
Sheesh.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's at Real Works too, and they're bringing some functions. So
Oh, good.
Nice.
Good. Thank God.
yeah,
It can be when they bring
good sound
good sound.
Good
Yeah.
sound and good
Yeah.
artists.
for sure.
Well, the artist can be okay. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Real Works is fun, though. That's a fun show to play.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Fuck yeah.
I'm excited. I made like a list of all the songs I still have to work on, and I have like 16 new things that I have to finish. So Yeah.
by
It's a bunch-
November
by-
16th or whatever.
Yeah.
19 something. So yeah, month, 16 songs. Okay,
Bit of
so
a
a song
laundry
every
list.
It's
what,
pretty
2
good.
days,
Pretty
basically.
good.
Probably won't get to everyone, but
Mm.
it's like a it's the laundry list to keep working on. I feel like that's something that's good when you've got like a deadline. It's nice to have
Mm.
a list of things to work on until then, because you
Mhm.
know if you don't take the time to just write out your thoughts and plan, you might not accomplish what you want. You know,
Dude, 100%.
Yep.
It's a really fun thing about having a show coming up
Yeah.
where you're like, ooh, I want to have some new shit to
Yeah.
give these people.
yeah.
So I need to finish some things.
And as an artist, like I
Yeah.
like to think about contextually, like who's going to be playing, what kind of vibe is it going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Write some music more not necessarily like for the crowd in that sense, but something that would just fit, something that would help make the night
Totally.
much more.
Why not?
that.
How do I
Yeah,
rip
why
off
not?
Resonant Languages sound as much as I can before he plays? No.
I'm gonna just VIP every song of every artist after me,
Hilarious,
and they're
hilarious.
gonna get angry. I've always wanted to do that, where like I open for a headliner and I play a bunch of remixes or VIPs that
Of
I've
their
just like
tracks.
Yeah.
of their own music that isn't even released that I've just heard clips of.
Right.
That way they're like, what the fuck?
yeah,
What the fuck?
that would be so good.
That'd
Honestly,
be funny.
I don't know. I'm
If
almost
you tweak it hard enough, it's still a good idea. You know,
Yeah.
if you like really break it,
Mm-hmm.
then I think it still works.
And honestly, I think it almost adds to like the hype of the environment that night. If you're teasing the headliner a little before, like
Yeah.
me in the crowd, I'd be like, "Oh fuck yeah, that's coming later. Like that's tonight. Like this is happening. We got this artist doing it." Like I don't know. I would appreciate that a little bit. I totally understand the opposite perspective where you're like, "Why the fuck you play my tunes, bro?"
I mean, a lot of shows you go to, you will hear the same song in almost every set.
Mm.
If you go to the right
Ba-da-dun,
show.
Depends on the
Ba-da-dun.
show.
Yeah,
Depends on
exactly,
the show.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, that drum and bass show we went to at Real Works, there was like a few songs that kept getting played.
For sure.
There was one
You
that
know?
got played like
And you're
4 times that night.
You're like, you guys are, how many tour dates are you doing right now? Like, there's a
Surely.
big chunk of you guys. Like, you might have figured out who gets to play the fucking that song by now. What's going on?
Yeah.
But you know, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to rehear it again.
Yeah, and I mean with like the planning, I've also been thinking more about like productivity tips, things that can help kind of make my process faster. And I've been trying to I mean, one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about like lately is I don't get a lot of time to make music working full time. And
Yeah.
so
yeah.
when I sit down and start working, I need to have ways to engage that part of my brain faster and to just get me in the zone. And that's where a lot of prep work comes in. But I also have like other things that I've written down, like
Yeah.
something I did.
Also get that mic closer, John.
Yeah. Something else I do. I like to put shortcuts on my mouse. Like I have a gaming mouse that has maybe like 7 different buttons or so. And
Attaboy.
the big secret behind using it, like shortcuts, if it's a shortcut that you have to take your hand off of your mouse to be able to press it on your keyboard, like it's a 2-hand thing.
So like Control J.
Control J, Control L,
Consolidate.
Control I, like all those things, or even the number 0. Like that's
Mhm.
not a quick hit for your left hand.
I agree.
That's something that I like to try to like. I try to look at like all the ones that I press the most.
That's why that Bitwig Alt 8 works so good.
But yeah, that's
I
one of the
just have
tricks.
it on my mouse.
It's honestly a game changer, and it's to a point where I have the mouse that I chose has the ability to store the shortcuts on its like local profile. So if I ever go over to a homie's, I try to bring that mouse with me just so I
Let's go.
can
That's
keep
super
it
nice.
going. It's honestly it's like I've noticed severe deprecation in my productivity when I go to a friend's house and it's just like
Sure.
not my setup. you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
You get so comfortable with the peripherals that we have.
Right.
Even just you get used to like the way your keyboard hits kind of feel
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Like little things like that it just kind of take you out of the headspace when you're in your flow state.
Yeah.
True.
Or like if you have a friend who doesn't have like a numpad, I'm like crazy about I need a numpad.
Oh my god, I need a numpad.
It's just so much faster.
I might not even
Dude.
use it, but it needs to be there.
I went over to Zach's house in Specta,
Mhm.
and he doesn't even have a mouse. He just goes straight laptop, little
Trackpad?
That would trip me up.
Yeah.
I was dying the entire time. The whole time I was like, it was brutal. It was
Yeah,
so brutal.
That's rough.
Yeah,
But
that's
him,
tough.
he hops on and it's just like, second nature. Just
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
dude, next time we hang out, I'm
I could see
bringing my mouse.
trackpad being really nice if you're used to it.
If you're used to it.
Yeah,
And it depends. If it's like
especially like one of those fat boys
I feel
that
like
sits on the side and
Oh.
you can kind of like.
Those look kind of sick.
I feel like Mac trackpads are great, but there's so many shitty trackpads on like Windows laptops that
Mhm.
it like especially I
Mhm.
on my laptop, if I try to produce with the trackpad, like whenever I press a key to start playing a note, like a MIDI note, and when I then move my mouse, I have to like literally like unclick the button on the keyboard to be able to click on the mouse. It's like
Yeah.
it's
Ew.
annoying. Yeah, and that's something that doesn't happen on Mac.
sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always heard MacBooks have the best like trackpads.
Yeah, they definitely have integrated it well.
I could be down with like one of those pen scenarios as well. One
Hmm.
of those little boards with like a pen
or some VR.
sitting there.
Now we're cooking.
That's what I was gonna say.
mean,
VR would
Some
be
like
so sick.
AR, VR type thing where it's just like I don't know, sci-fi HUD.
I need
thing.
I need the VR DAW so bad. It's
so
got to
sick.
be coming so soon.
It's close. It's around the corner, right?
Someone's got to be making that shit.
Like what, 10 years? Maybe?
Easy.
Or sooner.
2 months, dude.
Easy.
2 months.
10 years, we're
months.
definitely having a VR DAW.
But past the mouse stuff, I also am really big on using like XLN Audio's XO.
Oh,
Or just
yeah.
like those
Sample
plugins.
organizer.
Yeah, like because I'm really critical about how I organize the files on my computer. Like I'm a data hoarder, so I get so many packs and so many things, and each pack on its own is organized okay, but when you have hundreds of thousands of samples organized like that across like hundreds and hundreds
You'll
of
just lose track.
packs,
Which you
it's hard
actually
for-
do have that many samples. You're not even exaggerating.
No, yeah,
You
yeah,
have
it's actually
like-
like too much. But
Yeah.
these plugins like XO, there's some other ones like a competitor of theirs that I was checking out was called Sononym, and that one's actually pretty sweet too because XO it's great for like one shots, but it doesn't do loops and it can't.
I thought it did do loops.
No,
Are you sure?
no, yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, with like the sample it's
Long
picking.
samples, yeah, it won't show you. You can do loops in it, like building a loop,
Yeah.
but it won't find loops that are stored in your library, which means all of your breaks or anything that's longer basically than 2 seconds is out the window.
Mm.
So all those mud pies you made are now no longer being looked up or anything. So it's kind of Sononym I found does actually find those things, and it does some different things with like how it allows you to do the similarity search. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Sononym.
Oh, sample
I'm surprised that
libraries,
one's
yeah.
not talked about more because that almost seems like a step up from XO.
It doesn't have the fancy cloud. It doesn't have like the pretty map of all your samples.
Then it's
Instead,
dog shit.
it's a little bit different. It's like you gotta click on a category and then it'll filter. But I mean, it's a different way of looking up stuff. It's kind of like
Yeah.
I like those tools though because it's more conducive to like if you were an artist like a painter, you don't pick what color you want to paint by looking at a spreadsheet of names of colors. Or like hex values. You look at the painting on the paints
Like
on the
a
wall,
gradient.
and you're like that one
Hex
looks
values. You're like,
Well,
That's the color
right.
I
You
want.
take one color and you mix it with another
Yeah,
color.
exactly.
I need FF011.4.
You just
That's what I'm imagining.
I mean, it's why visuals are so easy. You just look and you find the color that you want and then you put the color on there.
Oh God.
It's like
Damn it.
you just look at the color, you're like, that's the color
Respect
that
the
I
visual
want.
artist, Dave.
Dave's back on his high horse.
No, never.
Something I did recently. I was trying to use Splice a bit because I really wanted to know. Like, I just wanted to
That's
work
cringe,
more.
dude.
It is a little cringe. The
Whatever.
UI,
I'm just
the UI
kidding.
was pretty rough. I
Yeah,
will say,
the
like,
UI is dog
it could
shit.
be so much better. But the thing I
Tell that
found,
to Bauer, guys.
like,
Mm.
the thing,
I mean, I use Splice all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
Tell it
thing-
to Caleb.
The thing I
He's
was trying
cringe.
to figure out with Splice is like if you have all these samples that you get from Splice and you wanted to sync them to your library, where would you put them in your library, and how will you be able to make it easy and quick for you
Yeah,
to call
that's
those again?
Definitely one of the worst parts
And
is it puts it in individual folders.
It's terrible.
Inside individual folders, inside individual
how
folders.
does it still do that?
So rough.
It's
How
so
does it do that?
bad. You
Yeah.
have to use their app if you want to find samples that you downloaded.
At
There's
least give us the option, because I could see how maybe some people want to know what pack it is and whatever. But
But I don't care.
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't-
want to
We all don't
see
care.
all the
Dude.
things. And so what I did
give me all
actually,
the kicks in a
the
pack.
way I solved that is I made a bunch of collections in Splice and named those like kicks, snares,
Oh, okay,
etc. And
yeah.
I started organizing them that way. And then you can select that and just drag all the kicks into, your own folder of kicks that you want. So every time it doesn't auto sync in that
Oh,
way.
right.
But I found I'm
It's
using
one
them.
folder at that point.
Won't it duplicate the samples then?
I
It
thought you
will,
was just gonna
but
ask.
fuck it.
Yeah,
Disk
right.
space is cheap.
I've thought about like before I download more samples, because I have like 3,000 credits and I probably use like 7,000.
3,000?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've
And
been
you've
paying
used
for Splice
7?
since
Wow.
almost day one.
Wow, that's
Um,
crazy.
And I've thought about being like, all right, before I go further, I should just go in and start just rooting them out of
Yeah.
their folders. But every time I go in, I'm like, folder.
Don't do it
Nope,
that way.
not going to do that.
Yeah.
Not gonna do
And I
that.
can show you.
Not gonna do it.
Like I said, don't do it that way. Do it if you make collections and organize it inside of Splice
Then you
itself.
can just drag and drop.
Then you can click the collection, select all the samples, and
Okay.
then drag and drop into your own folder.
I will
So-
try that.
And
So-
it saves you so much time. It doesn't make the janky ass structure.
Yeah.
Anybody
um,
who is listening to this in the future and you're just getting a Splice account, do
Start
this from
doing that.
day one.
Yeah.
Because if you have 7,000 samples, you still have to go through that agonizing process of
Yeah.
all the kicks.
So many.
Which honestly, it sounds like it's not a lot of fun, and it's not a lot of fun. But
I mean, that's not that bad though.
the juice that you get from that squeeze
Ooh.
is so helpful.
Oh, yeah.
It's so nice. Yeah,
The juice from the squeeze.
the juice from the squeeze.
Okay, sick. Yeah, that's a. Oh, I feel like we do need like an. Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean,
We need a few things for
Yeah,
the
we do need
soundboard.
a
It needs an
2025
upgrade.
few
update.
things, yeah.
it's coming.
Okay, so you got some Splice and you did that.
Mhm.
I like that little plug right there. That's pretty legit. I will definitely try that, because at this point I have to open Splice, and Splice, the way you search even
so
your
bad.
own library is bad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so bad.
I
Like
would
there's
love-
so much difference between like tops and hats
Mhm.
and hat. You're just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I'm
But
looking for
there's
this
so many-
one hi-hat and
there's
I
so many
can't find
good
it.
samples in there.
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
like they. I really wish they would just take the feedback that people have given them and try to update it.
No,
'cause
they're making too much money.
it hasn't. Well,
I know.
but they could
It's
just
always
make it
the
even
thing,
better and
right?
make even more
Yeah.
money.
That's always just like a weird developer thing where like you get to a certain level and you just stop listening to what people actually want.
I mean, I kind of understand, but I don't think it's the developers. I think it's whoever owns Splice.
Of course, they don't
Yeah,
want to put
okay.
the money
You're right,
into
you're right.
the
It's
thing.
a
Yeah.
resourcing thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the board,
Oh, there's
if you
a
will.
Spider on the wall. Oh. Sorry.
Not
It's
scary
gone now.
spiders.
It's gone now.
I'll fuck him up.
Well, yeah.
I'm more
I
concerned
mean,
about
he is a gigantic spider, but yeah.
I'm more concerned about just the candles right up against the wall back here.
I know. I don't know why for the second year in a row we're going with that, but
Yeah.
we live on the edge.
It's good
right.
luck.
Oh, Dave, your ghost.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Started moving around. What the hell?
Splice.
But past that, another one I wrote down, which is so obvious and easy to do, but
Mm.
turn off your phone and just disable your
100%.
notifications.
Oh, mhm.
I just put it on like that on silent.
Mhm.
I
and
will straight up turn it off because sometimes in between, like, I'll be waiting for a sample to print
I don't really have that
something-
issue.
and I'll be like,
I know. Same.
while I'm waiting for,
Weird.
for
Yeah.
something to bounce or whatever.
It's a horrible habit,
If,
right?
if I
feel
want to
you.
look at my phone, I just go smoke, and then I like look at TikTok, and then by the time I'm done with my smoke, I'm like, I'm so
Yeah.
done looking at my phone. Holy shit!
You're like
Yeah.
that fire
And
hose
then-
of information
Yeah,
was
and
enough.
then I just work for
Yeah.
another hour. and I'm fine.
What about you guys? Any productivity tips?
Well,
What kind of
definitely the
things?
mouse thing, because I have an MMO mouse, so it has
Too
12.
many.
It has 12 buttons on the side, but then it has a third click button. It's got a left and a right, and then one on the far right
Oh damn!
that I can click, and then it opens up all 12 up to a new
Another
set.
page.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's so many.
But
That's
I don't
crazy.
I don't use all those when I'm working. I use basically 6, and it's like
That's enough.
consolidate, deactivate, mute,
Mm-hmm.
Loop, maybe?
no,
No?
reverse.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
reverse is a good one.
Yeah, that one comes in clutch, especially in
Kind of would
in,
love
in
that one.
Bitwig, because it's a reverse. You got to like click on
Yeah,
a
it's a
drop
weird
down
thing.
and then
Yeah.
reverse it.
Mm.
Um,
In Ableton 12, they fucking, for no reason, changed the reverse hotkey.
Yeah.
I think
Instead
it's
of-
still R.
It's
Thought it was
Shift
still-
R.
It's Shift R.
For no reason.
Huh.
They were just like, let's just... and
R's
they-
too
they
close to
didn't-
retarded, so
Yeah,
they're like, we got to do Shift R.
You got to be a little shifted from
Yeah,
that.
yeah. The one I want to add is I think I got to do it as like some kind of macro or something, but maybe I don't need to. Is I want to set up just one button to add a random modulator. Like I want to be able to just click on a
Random
bank.
modulator?
Yeah, just to like add.
Like
Oh,
a random.
specifically a modulator that's the random one.
Yeah, that's the
Right,
random
right,
because
right,
I use
right,
that one
right.
all the time. Instead of clicking on it, type in RA, clicking on
Yeah.
it, I can just
True.
and
that
just
would be
drop a
nice.
random whenever
That's
I
pretty
want
That
it.
cool.
would be nice.
That would be
cool.
nice, but I have to like look into that.
It's a script thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But it shouldn't be too bad. It's just going to take a little bit of research.
Research.
Mhm.
Can you, in Ableton, for MIDI tracks and audio tracks, you can have certain things defaulted to just be on the channel. Can you do that in Bitwig? Where you could just have a
Pretty sure.
random, just imprinted
yes,
every time you
yeah,
have one
yeah,
turned off?
basically like a template for whenever you open an audio track
In-
or
Exactly,
a MIDI track.
In
yeah.
Bitwig, you can also do like default modulators. So every time you
Mhm.
add
Mhm.
like a VST, it has a set of modulators just there. They could even be off,
Right.
but like
Okay.
just available, so you don't have to add them,
Hmm.
which
Right.
is cool.
That is pretty cool. I
So
should
there's
look
some
into that
workarounds,
one.
but if you could just
I
hit
like
a
that
hotkey
one.
and it just pops up.
Right,
that would
right,
be
because
insane.
I'm-
Yeah,
a lot
if
of
I had
times
like
I
a
want-
basic random modulator on every single VST when I load it in, that would be sick.
Yeah.
And then you could just duplicate it. It's already set to the settings that I'm gonna
Correct.
tend
That's
to go toward.
another thing is it's got to be set to the right
That would be
settings.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Another big thing that I'm kind of love-hate relationship with right now is having like a post effects rack on every channel. Whenever they pull up a new channel, it's got like a bus effect.
Right.
So
Oh.
like input gain, panning, all that stuff, kind
Right,
of just ready
basically-
to go.
A channel strip.
Yeah,
if you
yeah, a
will.
little channel strip.
Yeah.
It's good, but I also wonder like how much does that eat away?
Right. That's my concern
Mhm.
about that kind of stuff. Is
Mhm.
that's why I don't do that a lot of times.
I also wish like Ableton and Bitwig and other DAWs would just let you save all those kind of things to the far right of the track, so that
Right.
every time it wouldn't just be in the middle, and you'd be, if you double click a plugin,
taking
it's
up
like putting it
space.
after it.
Right.
Anytime
right.
you add something, it automatically pushes that.
It puts
to the right.
it
You like
after
pin,
your channel
pin your
strip.
little strip. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you
Oh,
could pin stuff to the far right, so
Yeah,
it's
it
always
pins
end
it
of
always
chain.
on the output.
That would be
yeah.
so
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
sick.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be legit, actually.
They're deactivated
Right.
and they're pinned to the right side,
Yeah.
so you can drag. You could even like copy drag them over
Mhm.
real quick and then turn it on, and you're
that would be
in-
nice.
that would be
That would be
sick.
nice. Like
Mhm.
a few little.
Oh
things
my god,
there.
that sounds like heaven to me.
Yeah, it's so fucking sick. So there are some workarounds to the channel strip taking up space though, like resonant language. His is defaulted. So let's say he has like a high pass and a low pass. The EQ is off until you
Yep.
shift
Fuck
one of the
with
knobs,
that.
like
Yeah,
1%,
yeah.
then it
Mhm.
turns it on.
Mhm.
So that's kind of a workaround, but
Yeah.
is that still taking up CPU even if the plugin is off?
It's taking up
Just
something.
It's taking
Something
up
just 'cause it's there and it exists.
memory.
It might
yeah.
not be that much, but it's still something.
Yeah. It is still bloating
Yeah.
a little bit.
We're just
bloating.
complaining about things that, at the end of the day, like at least we have them.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Sure.
Also,
we
Jo-
just want it to be better.
yeah,
Yeah.
we always want it
Faster,
better. John came up with this fun little theory the other night where, I'm sure Bitwig and like other DAWs do this, but in Ableton, when you add a new channel, it automatically adds a number to the channel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a project with like 100 channels or 150 or, like a large amount of channels and a lot of processing happening and a full project going, anytime you add a channel, it has to change the numbers of all the channels.
Every single channel
Every
changes
single one.
numbers, yeah.
So we were
If
like,
you change
can you just like
before-
turn that off? And Ableton doesn't let you.
If you put it on
Interesting.
in the middle somewhere.
Right. If you add it in
Exactly,
If you add
in
it
the
to the
middle,
end,
in the middle.
obviously, then it's just, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
That is true. I think Bitwig
I
does
think
that.
Bitwig does that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Ableton 13, if you're listening, give us a little pin for the channel strips and then have
Didn't
the
they
option
just-
of not
Dude,
numbering.
I'm waiting for them to put out the beta as
Didn't they
like
just
GA.
Drop the 12.1 beta.
I don't.
They dropped some beta.
The beta has been out, yes,
Yeah,
and the
okay.
beta is sick. I've just been waiting for the beta to actually be like GA, like
Right,
full release,
right,
because it's got
right.
some new features that
What
are
is
really
GA?
sick.
General audience.
Jinx.
Yeah.
General audience.
Here, do you want to look, Roy?
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. So what's next on your
Yeah.
master list? Let's
So we
keep on
could-
rolling.
We could talk. Honestly, I got a bunch of stuff about drums. I'd love to talk about drums.
We could
We could
dive
talk
right
about
back into drums.
Some drum
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about drums you want to talk about?
Well, I think it's good to start for anyone who's listening, especially if you're new at drum synthesis. And that's kind of where I like to start, is just talking about specifically making your own drums and building them from scratch. Like, maybe not everyone needs to do it for every instrument and every application that you need to. If you want to write a beat, don't feel like you have to build all your drums from scratch right then and there. I use
Right.
samples all the time, but
Right.
like the greats, all the people that are out there that you love to listen to, the reason that their music usually sounds so unique is because they are using samples that they made themselves.
Right.
Because they have timbre or texture that is unique to them, that they liked and they
Yeah.
wanted to carve. And so I
Totally.
think the obvious thing is pretty much every sample, every drum sound has like three main components: the kick or like the transient,
Mhm.
the body, the tail.
Mhm.
And it's kind of building a framework all around those three pieces that I think is important to kind of conceptualize. So like some of the things that I've been doing,
Transbod tail.
trans bod tail.
Transbot tail.
Transbod tail.
I've been huge on using Shaperbox to
Amen,
do
brother.
transient splitting. So like I will synthesize or find a sound that is a great like click. Use that as just the transient and then I'll take like 3 shaper boxes and have each one set up so that they're all triggered by the same MIDI, and each one will kind of hand off to the other in parallel. So one shaper box will be just the first
Okay,
10 milliseconds.
Right.
The next one will be from 10 to maybe 50,
Right.
100. And then the last one will be on that last piece. And you can mess with like the start times and end times of certain
Yeah.
ones if you want to blend. Like tails, it's nice to
Right. The
Totally.
layover of them and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. But that I found is like massive because you can really have massive. It really is.
I was like, we need
Why
a
did the lion
massive...
get lost in the forest?
Jungle is massive.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, you said you're using that as like a transient shaper?
So I use it for transient splitting.
Transient splitting.
That's what I call
Like
it.
low, mid, high, or like
No.
first part, second
Yeah,
part.
yeah, it's iterative.
Okay.
It's
Trans.
So
sequential.
like transient body tail, but
Bod.
just for the transient.
Ass.
Exactly. I think a lot of times when people do
I
like
mean tail. Trans ass tail.
You and your trans ass tails.
but yeah, it really is a really cool thing whenever you've split up a sound that way, because you can start putting effects on each piece. And you
Mhm.
really like, you can EQ just the transient and then, clip it, whatever.
So
Mhm.
for like, let's say it's a kick. Are
Yeah.
you separating it like transient body of kick, tail of kick, or
Yeah.
snare would be better?
kick as
Oh,
well.
Okay, so in my mind, I thought you were splitting just the transient into like 3 segments, like
No.
you were hyper dissecting.
No,
okay.
no. Just like that first piece, because at the end of the day, like they're significantly different sounds. Like
Mhm.
like a transient is mostly like it's gonna give you the knock and the click of your
Mhm.
sound, and like Mr. Bill's plugin Slap. Have you seen that or
I haven't.
played with it at all?
Uh-uh.
It does exactly that. It has a transient splitter built into it at the very beginning, just one,
Nice.
but
okay.
it basically replaces whatever the first between 1 to 5 milliseconds of the sound is, and replaces it with a whole assortment of different like clicks that he has already have just different samples in there.
I think I really started realizing, or like, yeah, understanding that like three-way split for snares when I got the Nasco samples,
the
and he has
Nasco
the like
one.
build your own snares pack,
Mhm.
where it's just a bunch of transients of a snare and then bodies of a snare and then tails of a snare, and you can like literally mix and match any of them, and they all sound like pretty decent together.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
And I found the Nasco tutorials. For those of you, just go check out Nasco, and on his Patreon in the earlier videos, he has a couple that go into drum synthesis. And they're really good. They're long. They're like 3 or 4 hours long for like a snare tutorial, which
But
is
he goes
insane. But he
in.
goes super deep,
yeah.
and it's great to learn the fundamentals. Now, the thing I learned out of that was they make really good core snares, but they aren't necessarily like. I found that when I tried to use those samples alone in my songs, they were missing something. And
Mm.
it's ultimately like that's where it comes in to how do you want to color and flavor your snares and flavor your percussion. Because then there's the whole artistic side of coloring with things like convolution and using other layers on top of the sounds to kind of give them a
Yeah.
vibe,
Oh yeah.
you
Right.
know? Convolution is a dope way to do that. But like
It's
what
usually
other,
my go-to.
yeah.
Yeah. I like grabbing some kind of convolution, pulling it super short, and then trying to like tune it to like start to feed back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice.
Yep.
And within context within your tune is like a big
Yes.
cue with that.
Huge.
Like
Yeah.
whenever I throw a snare in my song at the beginning, I don't fucking care at all.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's cool enough, whatever. And then like later on, I'm like, let me fucking like play with this snare now.
Really make
Because
it fit.
then you're like listening with the song, especially like pushing through a bunch of different convolutions and things, and like hearing how it affects within the song. Because you can get shit to just stick out like crazy in that kind of a setting.
That's actually
it makes
like
a huge difference.
that's a big thing I would recommend for anyone that's trying to make their own kicks or snares or just percussion in general. Like first, before you even start making the noise, write like a baby little beat, something that's like a groove. Give it a bass. Give it some like melodic elements or whatever you want to like
Some
make
context.
write something. It can be even just like 4 or 8 bars. It doesn't have to be long. And then once you get to a point where you're like, okay, this is a fun thing, then actually like try doing some
Focus.
snare design or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, you're gonna, depending on the vibe that you write, you're gonna end up making snares that sound better in that vibe.
Totally.
So like keep that in mind when you're writing the vibe. But
Yeah.
that is one thing that I you can definitely, if you make snares or any percussion for too long, there's like this like curve that happens where at the beginning you're terrible at it, and then eventually you start to get better and better and better, and then you like start to peak and you're like, oh, these are fucking sick and these are all great, and you saving each one. But after a certain point, if you're in a vacuum, you start to like lose what normal is, and you start to make shit
for
again.
For sure.
And so like
Absolutely.
yeah, by the end of it, you actually end up making worse snares,
Yeah.
and all the juicy stuff is in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that could be
That's so
said for art
funny.
Yeah,
in general.
yeah.
That's why it's good not to stay completely in a vacuum.
Yeah. So I don't re-listen to your song over and over again all the time.
What's y'all's go-to convolution plugin you use for your snares?
Probably Kilohertz, although I use a lot of convolution.
Yes,
MB.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been using that a lot recently, and I'll also use the Bitwig one.
Okay.
I like I like to try and switch it up as much as I can
Right.
because I don't want to get used to like using one all the
They
time.
all
I don't want it
have-
to all sound the same.
They all have different
Mhm.
flavors. They have like,
Yeah,
even
totally.
though they're
Mhm.
technically doing the same thing, I
Yeah.
think there's something. The same thing with reverbs. They all have like a little bit of different something.
Yeah, the
Little
kilohertz one is really easy to
Yes.
like fucking knock out real quick. So
Mhm.
I will often use that one for that
Word.
reason.
Yeah. Same.
Same.
But I do like the M. The M.
Oh shit!
I like. Yeah, I love.
represent. Hey, let me fucking pay for another subscription, you
You
motherfuckers.
bastards.
The
I wanted to
M,
make music today and I couldn't.
M convolution is also really sick. It just has an extra like 20 knobs that you can turn to get weird shit out of it. I also found
So
what
good.
was it? I think it's called Beam. Is it Beam?
I don't know.
I don't know that one.
I'll have to look. I'll double check. Austin, what about you?
My favorite is definitely M Convolution multiband. Use the fucking shit out of that. I don't when I use that one though, I'm not necessarily loading impulse responses. I'm kind of just using whatever default shit they have and playing with it.
Mm.
But honestly, just the Ableton like hybrid reverb is a nice one to just
Sure.
you throw a sample in real quick
Of course.
and it keeps all your like knob twist presets, whatever.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
nice.
Knob twist presets.
Yeah.
Knob twist presets.
I found throwing snares into convolution on top of like a snare is like a really fun way
Oh, yeah.
to get like a
That's cool
different
idea.
vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Like mixing between like if you have a synthetic sound and then you want something more acoustic, putting an acoustic sound or vice versa. If you have like a more of acoustic snare, trying to find something
Strategic.
digital
I
and
like
weird,
this.
Yeah,
do
totally.
the opposite as convolution.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
there's two ways, or yeah, I guess three. The two you just mentioned, but then you can also just throw in any random sound
Yeah, it could
at
be
all,
anything.
and it still just kind of fits the vibe if it's tucked enough.
And the thing, so speaking of tucking, like the thing I would use to tail everything is actually Shaper Box.
Okay.
It's something I learned from Kyoto.
Shouts Tommy
Shout
boy.
out Tom.
Shut up.
He was basically he was using it like I always thought it was just a tool for making fun rhythms or sidechain. Like that's like the most common thing people would use it for is sidechain.
Mm-hmm.
But he was using it just to tail things. Like, oh, I want to tighten up the end of this sound, have
Right,
a
it's a
trigger and just
manual
pull down.
Transient
Yeah.
shaper, basically.
Yeah. And it actually works
Makes a
amazing
lot
for
of
that.
sense.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
use it to compress things
Mm.
a lot of times just in the volume setting because
Yeah.
I can like make the
Make the little
Make the
transient
attack.
moment and then,
and then make the
totally.
release. I can just like
It's interesting.
manually
It's sick
do
as fuck doing
It
that.
is really dope.
It's really, really good, especially, and then you're clipping.
Yeah.
So, like,
Mm-hmm.
making your low transient as much as you want it to be clipped, and then
Yep.
you're just visually looking at it in eighth note fucking
Yeah.
range. So you have all this resolution or whatever,
Yeah, the moment
depending on the sound.
they figured out the algorithm to have it react to audio effectively and
Yeah.
cleanly, they fucking
It's
hit
so-
it out of the
Yeah,
park.
it's perfect.
It's
now.
over
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I fuck with my kicks. I bring a kick in, I just bring a shaper box in there with a limiter after it, and then I sit there and
Mhm.
multi-band volume shape my kick. And then clip it. And you're like, okay. Now it's like tight and fucking the high end like sizzles a little bit more and your low end's nice and clean, and maybe you got a little extra on the mid range or something. Depending on what the noise is.
Something else I've also been really hyped on lately is finding like interesting ways to color my high end, like my highs,
Totally.
like a top
Fuck yeah.
drum, whether it's like hats or a shuffle or whatever. And
Go on.
I was just telling Austin about this the other day, but I came up with this trick where you take two convolutions, and let's say you have like a noise shuffle, just white noise going tick 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 tick, right? Could sound really boring on its own. But take two convolutions, pan one hard left and one hard right, and then put different symbols into each one, and then kind of fuck a little bit with the the pitch or the tightness of each convolution till
Mhm.
it kind of like recenters the image, and it just creates like a very realistic sounding shuffle out of like what sounds like
random
drums.
random knob on some of those things as well.
Oh,
Let's go.
shit.
Randomize the modulation of those.
Right,
so
some
it's like
of those
slightly
elements.
moving around.
Although randoming,
Convolution is
automating reverb,
Reverb.
things in general
Yeah.
usually isn't the best thing.
Yeah,
ever.
but you could
You get
just
a lot of
randomize
effects, but
the level of them basically.
Mhm.
So
You
it's
could,
just
yeah.
slowly
Yeah, yeah,
moving.
yeah.
Sure.
You could
kinda
almost-
warbling.
yeah.
You could even do the
So like shaper
resonant
box.
language.
dual shaper box.
Yeah.
What does he call it? He has one where it's like a 4-way split, and
Amplitude splitting.
no. So
No?
it's like in Ableton, there's like 4 chains in your little group, and each chain is affected differently, and you have a macro that just cycles through them. You could do that with the reverb, so then it doesn't get like the weird automation or
Mhm.
something. It's just
Yeah.
like binarily going to the
Some
next
wizardry.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
that's kind of sick actually.
Yeah.
I like for a high end manipulation kind of an aspect. I like a kind of like an erosion kind of a vibe. Erosion.
Classic.
I like to use Shaperbox personally with the noise.
Yeah.
It has a nice little noise based on audio
Mhm.
input, and it has fuck tons of noise samples to choose from, and then you can set it like it's only noise from this range to this range,
Mm-hmm.
and you got attack and release, and you have volume, all the different options if you want. Oftentimes I'll just put it on noise only, so it just gives me the noise
Right.
based on the thing, and then I'll group it and
Yeah.
have it in parallel. I'll use bit 8 in Bitwig, which is like a Bit Crusher plugin,
It's goated.
to do that same kind of a thing as well. Although you don't get the release with the Bit 8, which is kind of annoying. I wish it wanted it. It would give me a little release option, because
If
you
you-
only get the length of the thing.
If you tailor the gate just right, it'll give you some kind of weird
It'll like
squeal
staccato
as
it a little bit,
of
yeah.
a
Yeah.
release. It'll like
Yeah,
which is pretty
yeah,
fun.
that thing's pretty sick. Anything, any kind of destroying of the sound and then high passing and then blending that in is just a really nice way to go.
I
Mhm.
love using ring mod for that.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Right,
like using
exact
ring
same
mod,
thing.
and then I'll usually bus like on whatever my
Ring
main
mod with
bass-
like a sidechain against the bass or whatever, or the kick.
Well, yeah, I would just send the bass signal. Probably like if I have a main bass that's going on, I'll actually just duplicate that whole thing and make it so that it's just a sine wave based on whatever, with the exact same like pitch bend settings.
It's
And
kind of
everything.
nice on a
Right,
kick
right.
drum, actually, doing
Yeah,
like
It's great on
side
kick drum.
chaining kick drum's high end
Yes.
to the bass.
That's exactly
That's
what I do.
getting sidechained
Oh,
from the
that's
kick, so you
fucking
kind of are
sick.
like,
Because then it's perfectly
What?
it's like
tuned.
blending it into the bass already. I've
yeah.
never thought about that, but that's fucking
That's
sick.
so
That's
cool.
exactly what I do.
Huh.
And if you
Damn.
listen, if you go and analyze like resonant language or Jade Cicada's kicks, like that's exactly what they're doing. They're
Yeah,
actually
totally.
taking
Really?
the
Okay.
sample is being bussed to like a ring mod or some sort of distortion that's causing like a flutter.
Right.
So that
Yeah.
and then they're high passing that on just whatever the highs are, so that it
Interesting.
kind of creates it just pushes it feeds more into the kick being
Mm.
so beefy with whatever other tops are on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Has anyone made some sort of Max for Live device? I know Bitwig is fucking elite and already has this, but like, is there like an audio rate tracker thing that's like you can just track whatever your note would be, and that would be like an LFO modulation that you could just add to something? Does that exist?
I think it's better to just use ring mod because ring mod is
Is that
exactly
just the
that.
elite?
ring mod is that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't modulate. It like it doesn't. It's not a
It's
modulation
doing
signal. It's just
one
doing that.
specific modulation
Isn't it
instead
audio?
of
Like
giving you the
distorting
option
as
to
well,
modulate
though?
whatever
It's not
you want.
just
Well, what is distortion?
flipping,
Distortion is
pushing too
many
hard.
things.
Distortion in the normal sense.
What is normal?
The classic distortion crunchy.
What is distortion?
Wow.
So good.
Everything is distortion if you didn't know the answer.
We have philosopher restraints. Define distortion.
What's up, Fox? Welcome to the
Oh shit!
I think it's-
Fox. What's
it-
up, buddy?
Is it Fox or is it Faux?
It's Fox.
It is Fox.
Okay.
Future guest Fox
Future guest
in the chat.
Cursa does the same thing. W the kick.
Who's cursing?
Seppa does the same thing too.
Just kidding.
Seppa was showing me that.
bro.
And I'll use that trick too. Sometimes if I'm feeling lazy, I will totally just like throw an auto pan and make it go fast.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I do in Bitwig all the time. Is I do the poor man version of that without a ring mod.
Yeah,
and I just audio rate things to the kick drum, and it
audio rate. I mean, it's not the poor man's version. It's the Bitwig version.
Bitwig version. Yeah,
it's audio rate modulator on whatever the fuck you want.
I'm so jealous of that.
I do it all the time.
Austin,
And it has a little like low pass filter, so you can just say like just the low end.
there is a Max for Live device.
Is there?
If you want it, I can show you how to do it.
I would love that. I would love that so much.
But really, Austin, what is distortion?
Ring mod.
In the traditional sense, just clipping your waveform, flattening the peaks.
So that's a type of
valleys.
harmonic distortion.
Isn't that all distortion?
No,
It's not all distortion.
dude. Distortion is like.
Sorry.
I was gonna say distortion is such a wide sea of things that it. Think of it this way: like distortion can be a CD skipping.
No. That's why I said distortion in the typical sense, not
So
any of that. We're distorting the signal, sure.
Like,
What if
I do love it
told
though,
you?
so continue.
so clipping is a form of
Stretching
distortion,
is distortion, bro.
but not all distortion is clipping. And I can go over this later with you. It takes like I'll have to write it all out, and it'll make more sense. But
No, I think I get what you're saying. Definitely, let's do that because that just sounds fun.
because audio rate modulation, like distortion, is also anything that I think it could be summed up as anything that negatively detracts from what the original signal was.
Whoa. Okay, so I just have a
Can't
skewed
help
sense of
himself.
what distortion actually is with sound. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Like I
That's
brought
really
up,
cool.
What was it? Say it again.
Audio rate modulation?
No, what were you saying? Just now?
Distortion is
What's
anything
cool?
that
Distortion is anything that detracts from the original signal.
So it's just distortion. Motherfuckers.
Sorry.
God damn it. So
Yeah,
distortion
true.
is just
True.
phasing?
True facts.
Distortion could be phasing. Like there is, think of
It
it this
could
way:
be.
there
It
is
is always going to distort.
Like,
if you
think of it.
face it.
You've
Yeah.
heard of something
Well,
called
it's not going to just...
you think of
Yeah.
it, you've heard of phase distortion.
Yeah.
That's a type of
Phase plant.
distortion.
Shout out Faceplant.
Shut up,
Faceplant does
faceplant.
that.
But there's
Fucking give me my faceplant back.
That's the only
motherfuckers.
time I heard that.
but yeah, there is a lot of different types. There's also asymmetric distortion,
Yep.
symmetric distortion.
That's still just
Um,
like the clipping distortion though, right? But you're just clipping
I mean,
one side?
I think you're simplifying it.
Am I? Okay, yeah, maybe I
Yeah,
am.
you're thinking of
Oh.
clipping. That's what I'm
It's
trying
like-
to say. That is
Think about distortion as this is a wide swath here, but it's like grass. There's crabgrass, there's bluegrass, there's like a bunch of different grasses. There's wild grass, but it's all still grass.
It's all still
Weed.
grass.
Yeah, it's all still
So in
distortion.
my mind,
it's
the
just
distortion
different
is
types-
all
the
still just
deal with
clipping.
distortions?
No,
not-
but clip. You're thinking of it like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't a square.
I think that's exactly how
I think that's
I'm
what's
thinking
happening.
of. Yeah.
Flip it. Clipping is distortion.
but
and
not all distortion is
clipping. Correct.
Oh, fucking
Right.
crazy.
And that's the thing I'm trying to say is clipping is a type of distortion.
I'm
And I think
having
the reason
so much fun.
I
This
think
is
the
great.
reason our brains work this way is because like we learn first of all English and just language in
Yeah, that's
general
true.
is terrible.
Mm.
Like it will never describe true concepts of anything because it's literally just humans attempting to formulate sentences on concepts that are actually infinite. You know,
just
everything
making
is
sounds.
connected and infinite in every sense. Like you could talk about how distortion is also like God or like some
Yeah, we
but-
can find a way there.
but
It's true.
like think of it this way, distortion could be like if I were to hold a balloon up in front of my mouth and started talking through the balloon, the balloon
Distorting the
is
signal.
distorting my voice.
Correct.
And so
I guess I always counted that
Is
as
it
like
clip?
a
Is
different
that-
kind of distortion,
it is.
But
which it is, and I never once realized like distortion is just the overall thing.
Hoopla, I like.
Fuck.
I prefer soft clipping, but I will turn. It depends.
it depends on the case.
It depends
for sure,
on the
Hoopla.
case. But I would say I lean more towards like an extremely, like almost hard clipped but soft still. Because if you once you fully hard clip, then you end up with like very harsh just harmonics that come from it. But
Right.
I feel like if you had V clip and you use the variable curve, turning it, there's like a trade off. Like the softer you clip, the quieter things are as well.
And we don't want that.
Not
Right,
in our
right.
type
We
of
want
music.
Right.
positive
The
loves.
more obtuse the angle. Is that
So,
something
I love
Did-
that.
so
Obtuse is
phasers
fun.
count as distortion?
I
'Cause
like
it's
a hard
distorting
clip
the signal.
into a soft
Technically a
clip,
type of
low-key.
distortion.
yeah.
So, okay, this is
But you're
crazy.
exploring the infinite world of that.
okay.
Like at
so anything that
hard
just
soft?
fucks with the sound at all
yeah, it's kind of hard
is
to
technically distorting it.
yeah. I mean that's like a way that you could view it, but
Hmm.
there are. I think the best way to think of it is like if you study the different types of distortion that exist, you can start to kind of categorize where the type of distortion that you maybe are using often or the types that you
Can
do
we make a
find yourself.
spreadsheet?
I've been trying to build one. I would love to collaborate on it because I want to, like, it's a dream of mine to someday make like a 4-hour video series on all the different types of distortion.
You actually have been talking about that for like 2 or 3 years.
I would love to like
Yeah.
explore every single type of distortion, when you should or should not
Let's do it.
objectively.
Can we
use
make
it.
that a 400 YouTube channel video?
I don't care. Sure. I don't.
Sure.
Yeah. I
Our
just.
first non-podcast video on the channel.
Yeah. It's gonna be fucking long.
That's
Like,
fine.
It's gonna go
It's
deep
going to
because
be
I
a
also want.
documentary.
I also want to explore the history of
Right.
distortion
I
too.
mean,
Yeah, let's
because
go.
That's the
Okay.
thing is like this where
Love this.
distortion.
You could have your own show on our channel.
Sure.
Oh, the
John
it's
investigates.
it's the distortion hour with John. The thing I was gonna say is like I see in here. Hold on. Permanent says I see in here about V clip a lot. Would you say it's better? It's better than most free clippers. Yes, for me it is because it's not that much. It's like it's maybe $45 at least last time I checked, and it offers quite a few features to kind of. It's really easy to use and
And it's
it gives
pretty
you.
light,
It's
which
light.
is also
It-
why I like it too.
It's lightweight and it has a really good clipping algorithm. I've tried a lot of the free clippers and they work great, but some of them do sound more plasticky, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Um,
a little more synthetic.
but that being said, everything is to taste. So if like I've seen people who use like I think doesn't Copycat use like free clip or K clip?
Yeah, but I think free
I don't
clip
remember.
is some
I
of the
can't
same
remember.
algorithms
Yeah.
as V clip. It's
Exactly.
just V clip's
Something
free
like a
version.
G clip, maybe.
G clip, I think.
Is that-
but
Yeah.
yeah, but my main point though is like V clip just expands upon the free ones. So you'll still get the same sound as the free ones in a lot of cases, but you'll be able to have like higher oversampling and you can also I think the best part with V clip for me is the interface. It's just so easy to use. I know when I'm clipping, I know what I'm clipping, and it's really easy to kind of gain in the signal to get exactly what I want. One
Right,
other-
you're really familiar
Mhm.
with it at this point too. That helps.
Another clipper I've been experimenting with is called Crafter. Have you heard
With
of
a
this?
K or
Oh,
something?
dude, I
K.
love Craftle.
Crafter.
Craftle is sick, dude.
It's called Crafter, and it's made by
Crafter.
Sound Theory, the same people who did Goldfoss.
Oh,
okay. But it's a
Ooh.
multi-band clipper,
Nice.
so it has three bands.
Love this.
3 bands, and you can actually like dial in
Money
how much
bands.
clipping on each band. And I found I prefer the tone of it a lot lately.
Craft your
Crafter.
Craft
Got
Gear.
the
$100.
oh my god.
Hey, Black Friday's coming up
Oh.
soon.
Oh wow,
Shit.
the UI though.
Saucy.
These
Yeah.
people
This
care
UI
about
is
aesthetics.
ugly, dude.
What? Are you serious?
I'm kidding.
I will
Okay.
say, I will say, I actually still prefer VClip's UI.
Yeah.
Really?
To
What
this.
is Caleb? Can you also, or Jamie? Excuse me. Can you pull up what VClip looks like? Because I can't remember. VClip.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
25 euros.
I want to pull up
Wow.
the C
$30.
clip.
$30.
Yeah, like that. That's what I'm saying. Like this
Oh,
one, it's totally
okay.
worth.
I think Dan Eos likes
I love.
this one a lot.
Yeah, I love this clipper. It's just so easy to use.
Fucking
You
bastard.
click zoom in, it gives you the same fucking picture. Thanks, guys.
And I can't even zoom in on it.
Amazing.
Fun fact: I got banned from having a clipper from these guys because I gave.
What?
I was giving
You
it out
gave it
to too
away
many
too many
people.
times.
Oh,
Yeah.
and they caught.
They caught me.
But I
Like,
do
why do you
like.
have 50 people using your
Yeah.
one VClip?
And my response was, "Well, I'm a traveling producer. I have used a lot of studios, and I needed to." And they're like, their response was, "You can pay for another license."
Oh man, fair, but
But yeah.
also like
I really love this one. It's just so easy to use. And that's
They're like, it's cheap, bro.
yeah, 30
Yeah.
bucks.
Could you please just buy one more?
That's
since
2
you
hours of
keep
work.
giving
yeah,
it
that's
away?
exactly what he said. Essentially,
Oh wow, they have a lot of plugins.
they've got some more stuff actually. Oh,
Oh,
Convolve.
Oh, what is their delay?
They've added shit to here.
Convolve.
I gotta
Okay.
check out what
One
Ooh,
called
Convolve
Tone?
does look
Ven
sick.
Audio. Hey Ven Audio, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I love your shit. I loved it that much that I was like shilling it to every friend of mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can just drop anything you want.
Nah. Oh, we have a okay.
And that's a free
That's
one.
fun.
Here's the thing, if he's got a free one, that means he's working on a
Yeah.
paid one.
Oh,
Look,
right.
he even has a free clip too.
Hyperbolic tan.
Holy shit.
So
Check this guy out.
Yeah,
guys,
They
look at
keep
him go.
going.
Do they have a shifter? A frequency shifter?
Great question.
Is that what that is?
I think that's what that
I get a new shift split.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
frequency. But it doesn't have a gain. Where's the dry wet?
You make one.
maybe
mean-
in Tool.
In
Oh yeah, there isn't
in
a dry
Bitwig,
wet.
you
That's
just
that's
group
silly.
it.
Yeah, you just
could just group it,
boy.
yeah,
Just group it in
Jesus.
Bitwig.
So
I'm
obviously.
just saying,
why
isn't
is there-
that hard to
Lazy
just
son of a
add
bitches,
a fucking?
dude.
I know,
You
right?
should.
Mix
You
that.
should.
They added a gain knob instead of a dry wet. Why would you want a gain?
right here.
God damn it.
Free
It's
gain.
free gain.
Dude.
Good.
Hey, dude.
It's free game.
Do you want some free gain?
You want some
dude?
free gain? This
They
game's
got
free,
you
dog.
over here.
What is Viper?
Viper?
What?
So-
Yeah.
Overlaying visual cues onto your video to cue your actor or Foley artist.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, whoa!
This guy's a nerd.
plugin dedicated for Foley artists. I don't think I've
good
seen that.
utility.
Quick
Oh,
House.
QuickHouse. That's
How
interesting.
much is QuickHouse? It's free. Okay.
Nice.
I was like, what?
you can
He's
donate.
charging? Yeah, see, this is the one
Oh,
that I used
FreeClip,
to use
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, this one.
Free Clip
Free Clip
2.
2. Check out Free Clip 2.
Yeah, I'm going to check
I
out
haven't tried
Free
that
Clip
out,
2.
but
Interesting.
if they made a Free Clip 2, it makes me think that they make a V Clip 2.
Mm.
And then a dimmer
I'm looking
too.
for that C clip though.
Didn't reminder set
Oh,
up
it's a
any
little side
reaction
chain,
to
okay.
Side chain signal, especially Ah,
Nice.
interesting. Man, this guy's a fucking.
Is it
nerd.
just
I will
one
say that
guy? We
this-
keep just saying
I'm
this
pretty
guy,
sure
but
it's
is
just
it
one.
actually?
I think it's just
I'm
one
not-
person.
Oh wait, Caleb, go down. Impact font. Shouts.
Yep. Shout out.
I can't not see it now. It's the same thing as
But
just
yeah,
general something.
This is Crafter. You can see just on the UI.
Matan. That's a cool name.
He found it really useful and easy to use.
You can see though, it just gives you 3 bands. I wish you could turn off like just so you could have 2 bands, but you can't.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
too
like
bad.
it's so simple in my mind to just give me the option to go from 1 to 3.
That's why Shaperbox is goated, because it just
Yep.
you can just slide it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cool if you could just keep sliding bands
Mm-hmm.
and have like 40 bands, but that
Then you
might
become
just,
Melda.
Yeah.
that
yeah.
and the processing power is probably out of control.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine.
I will just suggest M Wave Shaper for a clipper.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I go to if I'm not using Saturator in Bitwig for my clipping. I don't
Mhm.
use anything else really, honestly.
And then
I just
Melda-
use Saturator for my clipping, and if I want to go from there, I use M Wave Shaper. Also just a Wave Shaper, just like Saturator is.
And
Uh,
K-clip, like he's suggesting, is a pretty good.
It
I
is
like
good.
K-clip.
K-clip is
I've been
actually
pumped on
great.
K-clip.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I've tried K-clip 3 because it is a multi-band one as well. You get 4 bands.
Oh.
You can't do less or more. It's just 4 bands, which kind of annoys me again. And
Why?
the UI kind of kills it for me.
Really? I
personally.
like the UI. I think it looks nice.
When it becomes multi-band, it's annoying.
Oh, okay.
I've just heard. I mean, I heard it from.
It sounds good. I will say that.
I heard from.
Kazrug.
Not from Kazrug though. What's his name?
Seppa uses the K-clip.
You heard it from Grizz. You were talking to him
Nope,
recently.
definitely not from Grizz.
No.
Oh, Tiesto.
Tiesto.
Yeah, from
he was,
Tiesto.
he was-
No, from Vibe Squad.
cool.
He uses this, but he says it's really heavy on his CPU.
It can be.
So for me, I was like, because I put clippers on everything.
Same.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so I need something that's super light. Right now, Bitwig just dropped their own, and so I've been using that because it's super light and it's
Called
just
over.
This
Yeah,
one
skull
is
over, it
actually
works.
fucked. I have the free version, or maybe not 3. I don't know. I feel like there's a version under 3 that's maybe not a paid. I have some version, but AT had to stop using it because when we first found it, we were throwing it on
K-clip
everything,
zero.
and his computer would literally
Got
just fucking
destroyed.
die. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just
his
look
computer
at, just
died.
Look at the visual aspect. It's probably a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have a problem with plugins that use too much of a visual aspect, and you
Yeah.
can't like
Adjusted.
Turn it off.
or turn it off, like click away from it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That it kind of grinds my gears.
The constant battle of UI design.
Why?
But yeah, some other things on the drum topic,
Okay.
if we could.
We can.
Something I love to think about is also like, you have all these tools that you could use to make the sounds, but there's also a lot of times where you just want to take a sound that you have and make it way better. Like
Go on.
how to improve what you got.
In terms of drums, or just in general.
In drums, like let's say you
Okay.
got a
Make it
kick
better.
that you're like, it could be better, but I'm stuck using this one.
I like
for
to
some
go
reason.
to a multi-band processing kind of a situation. Clipping would be a kind of an initial way I'm going to look at that.
Mhm.
Clipping my high end, clipping my mids, my lows. Maybe not clipping the lows. Who knows? Trying to smash individually on a low, mid, high
You try to smash.
kind of level.
Smash or pass.
I'm trying to smash,
Smash.
always.
Smash.
You guys should totally do a smash or pass section of the show at some point where you play a noise and it's like, would you smash it? Or would you
Smash it
pass?
or pass.
That's a good idea.
That is a good. Yeah. We'll have to write that one
Smash
down.
or pass. Like
All right,
it's like a
good
harp.
job.
Smash or pass. Would you would
you
you
might hate me.
distort it
Smash.
or would you?
Also, the nice thing about doing any kind of like multi-band processing, well, obviously, like in context is huge, and then multi-band processing on top of that is very useful.
Mhm.
And then doing some kind of multi-band processing, whether it's like adding some reverb that's like super short or something to give some section width, like in the mid range is really nice to like add width to in like a very small area or something like that, whether it's like chorus or convolution or whatever the fuck. And then after the fact, then reclipping and kind of solidifying it after.
Okay.
Sure. Speaking of all this multi-bandness, when it comes to drums, it's often good to also like turn off your multi-band and just try and process it in one band, because you might be phasing the fuck out of the transient and like doing a bunch of stuff there. So I'll often like do some multi-band stuff, then turn it off and just try to saturate the whole thing as one solid unit. Also just layering. I'll do that pretty often. Just like if I have a kick drum in a sampler, or if I have it in kick 2, I'll just turn it into a group and throw a couple samplers in parallel, and then I'll just start throwing random things in there
Yeah.
to see if I can kind
Totally.
of juice it up.
Have you tried? Have any of you guys tried Spiff? It's from the same people
Yes.
who make Soothe.
Yeah, it's
Of
like
course.
a transient
haven't.
thingy.
It's like a spectral transient shaper
Yeah.
where you can like
I had a crack of it.
It's
at
like a
one point.
band-based distortion.
it happens like on a per harmonic basis, so it can really add total life to things that you didn't
Yeah.
think it did. Can be fun. I have found using it being really good.
I definitely can't afford it.
It is a little pricey.
But I'll use Disperser a lot. Not like it does the same thing,
Disperser is totally
but
a good
it
one.
will fuck some
Yes.
drums up in a nice way.
For people who are getting started with
Multipass.
drum, like just doing drum synthesis, like Disperser can be a godsend to help bring your transient back out.
Right.
The other day I had someone ask me while I was like hanging out with them, they were like, could you describe how a disperser is working?
Oh, that was me.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Was it?
Unless you described it to multiple
I think it was
people
someone
recently,
else.
But
But I found it was really hard to describe, but I know exactly what's happening.
it's like an all pass.
But that doesn't
Doing-
describe it.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't even really understand what an all pass is.
So
I mean, it's like stacked crossovers, right? Like
kind of.
kind of like a stacked crossover kind
It's
of
like one giant
situation.
crossover. It's one crossover, and the phase is extremed towards one direction.
Right.
One Direction.
And
Shouts.
Wait, what? What? What's that?
Yeah. Oh, indeed.
No, essentially it's just allowing one side of the frequency spectrum to come sooner than the other side of the frequency spectrum. With the disperser in particular, it always will delay the lower end.
Oh, really?
So depending on where your crossover is set.
Right.
Now-
That's where it's
And the thing
choosing the high or low.
Yeah, and the thing that makes it unique from just because you could technically build a disperser by having like 100 delays and having
Yeah.
all of them like one is at 0.01 millisecond, one is at 0.02, 0.03, etc.
Yeah,
And just
Mr.
a
Bill just
crossover network.
stacked a bunch of multi-band compressors
Yeah, that's
and just
mhm.
the crossover was the thing that made that kind of
that
thing
gives you the
happen.
tone.
You do that
Yeah.
with the EQ3.
I do that with EQ3 in Ableton because
Right,
it has the
right,
exact same
right.
technology that like the
Yeah.
all pass.
I would probably use fucking the multi-band splitter in Bitwig.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So that's why M freeform phase gives that like pre
Yes.
sound.
Yes. Yeah, because it's
So that's it's like
well,
disperser
well,
or it's an all pass.
I think M freeform
It's-
phase is technically doing it with like a type of spectral kind of processing, which also adds
that
to
makes
the
sense. Yeah.
adds to the what's it called? It's like the reverse sound that comes in.
Sweep
It's like pre-tail.
pre-tail. Okay.
The pre-tail.
Of course.
Yeah,
The-
of course.
The pre-tail.
But
Pre-tail.
but yeah, ultimately like dispersion, if you want to use it in drums, I recommend don't turn up the knobs all the way.
No.
Just like turn it up a little bit and try to listen to how like the thing you have to listen for is how the very beginning of the sound clicks. It's not going to make the rest of the sound crazy better, but it will just add a little bit of punch because it's
Yeah.
causing the highs
Yeah.
to come in a little bit before the lows. So that's what it's doing.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. It helps like I've just
That
found
makes sense.
it like
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
focuses the transient, for lack of a better word. Like when I'm like I pull in a sound like a snare or a kick that I really like, but it doesn't quite have the ball sack on the transient end. Like it's got plenty of body and tail, but the trans is kind of lacking. It's a lacking trans.
How did the thighs look on it?
Boy, they thick.
I mean, trance.
Yeah. And I can't really get the transient still to pop out with transient shaping and clipping. Like it still just isn't like there just isn't enough transient there to do anything with. Right. exactly like that sound right there. So the disperser comes in really handy when I still want to use this sample, but I don't really want to just drag and drop a new transient on there or anything. Like it's worth looking into. And a lot of times it, especially in context, is when I can really know if it's going to do anything. Like
Right.
when I just have it alone, like you throw a disperser on there, you're like, okay, like nothing's really happening unless you turn the knobs all the way up, and then it's like, bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in context with your sidechain happening and a bunch of other stuff happening, you can really start to like get a sense of if it's helping the transient or not.
Mm-hmm. I'm also a big fan of Stab or ST4B.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have tried that plugin.
ST4P?
ST4B. Stab is
ST
what it's called, but it's a spectral based transient shaper.
Is it spectral?
It is spectral,
Wow.
which is why it kind of has some. It just sounds different than most transient shapers, but it's a 4-band spectral transient shaper, and it just has an interesting tone. It can make things very punchy, like too punchy.
Yeah.
But it operates very quickly. Like it can sense a lot of transients very quickly. So if you had like a quick sound, like a quick repetition of
very nice.
69. Let's go.
price has gone up on it.
Euros.
I bet if you wait for Black Friday coming around,
Yeah.
but all the
Man
big boys,
The man himself.
all the big boys use it. Yeah,
Man,
I know. Resonant
Jesus
Language does.
Christ.
Yeah.
What a fucking lineup
Yeah, I
they
know.
have.
Yeah.
Like I
for
said,
real.
look at all the people.
Frequent loves this. He does
Even
a really cool
Quiet
trick.
Bison?
Oh, shouts Quiet Bison. Quiet Bison's actually sweet.
I agree that Quiet Bison is sweet.
He doesn't speak much.
Sorry, Quiet Bison.
He's quiet little bison.
He's got a big old neck.
Interesting.
Thick head.
It sounds really good though. I mean, you can look at a UI all day, but when you hear it, it's the thing that kind of
Yeah.
really sells it for you. Like you.
Here, let's listen to this real quick.
Oh yeah. Not on yet.
Jesus.
Fucking good.
Wow. When you hear it go back, oh my god.
I mean, these are very aggressive shaping.
Yeah,
of transient.
it is.
Yeah.
But it's pretty saucy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Does
I
a
like
good job
that you
also
can change
bringing up the tail too.
your
Yeah, because
location.
you can go reverse.
You
Yeah,
can
you can control the bands. You
Yeah.
can solo the bands. You can
Money man.
Mute
boost
the
the
bands.
gain of the bands.
Yeah, and one
What's the B?
What is the B?
But
Bypass.
Bypass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I know what that is.
It must
Derp
be.
stands for butt.
It stands for butt, guys.
Turn on the butt knob.
Turn on the butt
Crank
button.
up the butt knob.
monosodium
Click that butt button.
butanate.
Buttonate. Yeah, I will check that out. Everybody go check that
Fucking
out.
better, dude.
Dude, shut up.
And then something else to kind of round out the drum percussion stuff.
Mhm.
New plugins that are also on the way. There's
Oh yeah.
Kick Ninja, which I've been using.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
let's go
one
back to that real quick.
Actually has been pretty I thought it was gonna be kind of shitty, but I tried the demo and it was actually pretty dope.
wow. Okay.
One thing that's pretty cool with this one is it has not that link. It's
You're right.
yeah.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, that was Kick the Stream.
Here it is. That's it.
Kick Ninja. That's
But
hilarious.
one thing about this one is you can
Look at that stance. Oh my god.
you can actually drop any kick drum into this plugin and it'll extract both a volume and a pitch envelope for the sound,
Right. That's
which is
what I'm
pretty sweet. And
intrigued by.
if you look there, it actually comes in. Yeah, watch that little video. See how it comes in pretty complex. And
Yeah.
then you can right click and you can do
You
like
can,
a simplify.
reduce. Yeah.
This
That's
is fucking
sick.
crazy.
It's actually, and I was listening to examples of the guy putting some in, and it sounds pretty good.
Pitch snapping.
I like how it does pitch snapping. The thing that makes this one really special is every single knob in the plugin, when you click on it, you get a dedicated
Dedicated
envelope.
wham.
You get a dedicated envelope for whatever knob you're
Right.
clicking. So you can see he's clicking around on different things and then editing the envelope just for that one
What
piece
the
of it,
Fuck.
which is sick.
Holy
makes it
shit.
So it's such like a simple thing that you wouldn't think is, I don't know. And the other nice thing that he's doing right there is you can
phase locking.
the time skew allows you to zoom
time skew is
in
sick.
on just like the transient. So if you want to like tweak it, really dial it in just at the
with
beginning.
transients. That's
Yeah.
one thing I have a problem with Kick too.
You can't zoom in on it very well.
I mean, you can like change the time of the overall sample, but you can't just like, I just want to zoom in on the first like
Yeah.
0.01 of a millisecond to like
Yeah.
know what the transient's actually going to do.
Yeah. And I will say it sounds good. Like I was not.
This is so insane.
Look at that ninja, dude.
Yeah. Like the.
He's so ninja looking.
So ninja. How to be ninja.
I mean, Jinja.
Ah.
Yeah. So this one, and it's on. They got
I
a little
keep seeing
discount.
videos about it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's bad.
I thought it was gonna be bad because of how it was advertised to me, which is kind of sad.
Oh.
I mean, the people that I've been seeing advertising it, I'm like, yeah.
This I'm also. You just told me about it.
Mhm.
Access the beta. What if you click that button?
Yeah, I've
Access the beta.
signed up,
Oh.
but I kind of didn't care because it's supposed to come out this October. So I'm just like, oh, I'll just
Yeah, you
wait
just
for
wait.
it. It's like almost out.
So
Probably
this
be
is
like what,
pretty
$100
cool.
bucks.
Try to zoom in on that. I want to see.
Sick ass logo they got here.
It is a sick logo. You
Oh
love
my
this logo,
God.
Dave.
Dude, I do love this logo. Look how
That's
good
right.
it is.
That's right.
What a
World's-
great font they
World's
used.
best. Used
Used
by
by?
Dead Mao, Don Diablo,
David
David
Guetta?
Guetta.
Okay, so you put a
I'll tell you
sample
what,
on.
Not as good of a fucking list as that other.
Okay,
plugin
so you can
we
do
were
some
just looking at.
analysis.
Yeah, for real.
All right, let's see here. What you got?
Honestly, the UI update does look a little bit better. Looks a little classier.
Okay, well, we don't need the edit.
Okay,
Oh.
that's
Oh.
nice. You can rearrange your effects. That's cool. Add multiple.
Oh, so
subs.
that's
Okay,
like
that's
what the
nice.
ninja thing was just
So
doing.
you can have multiple. What is that? That's a filter.
Oh, a gate?
Threshold trigger. Oh, that's a trigger.
A
Okay, so
trigger.
you can audio trigger,
Okay, that's
Mm.
fine.
Sure.
which I don't really care for.
Yeah.
I don't need I can use a MIDI note.
On a kick.
Key track sustain. I don't know what select. Oh, selective.
Key tracking is
Interest-
interesting.
Key track
That's actually-
sustain is kind of crazy.
Key track selective key tracking is cool because that means you could pitch it up, and the transient, I'm guessing,
Which
stays
stays the same.
in
Yeah.
the same pitch range, but the tail would
That's
Oh.
interesting.
it would end in the area you want to end.
Yeah.
That's very.
That's kinda
interesting,
cool.
Actually,
So it like scales with your keyboard. That's cool.
That is really cool.
I think what it comes down to for me is like if I get in there, can I easily draw my envelopes, and is it a good experience? I'm guessing
Yeah.
from these guys, like these guys obviously they made the best kick drum plugin for
I
the
mean, they
longest
got
time.
Diplo.
Dude,
They have
Zed,
Diplo.
dude.
on
DJ
that. Dude,
Dip
they
Dog?
got Diplo
They have
and
Nicky
Zed.
They have
Romero,
Zeddy.
dude.
Wow.
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 Wow. These are some high level
Dude,
sound
Calvin
designers that
Harris?
we're talking about here.
Dude.
High level
See,
sound
Harry?
designers.
I was gonna say all these guys have the most boring kicks. No offense, guys.
No offense,
Um,
guys. We love you and we
I wanna
would
see
like your
some-
support.
Yeah, let's you guys should go get fucking like someone like Ivy Lab to make some kicks for this.
Right,
Then
exactly.
we're talking.
Exactly.
Shit.
Exactly.
Hoopla says Visco.
Visco,
Are we talking about this thing?
yeah, Visco is cool.
Hoopla, future guest of the podcast.
Oh, he is. He already said he's down. Oh, shit.
I know.
Fisco. Yeah, of course.
Visco is definitely another one. I thank you
Oh,
for
this is
bringing
an
that one
AI
up.
one.
Dude, the
AI one,
blob.
right?
I don't
Yeah.
think it's not AI. It's just a weird spectral interface where you can like play with this putty and get different. It's putty, like it's
It is.
goo.
It says blob.
It's a
dude.
blob.
We all know you like to play with your putty, John.
This website is
Real
dog
putty.
water. The fuck?
It's 'cause it's white themed.
No, it's because it's all big. Like I can't
I mean, I don't
zooming out,
mind
and
that.
it's still dog
I
shit.
can read it.
But Visco
Austin's like my perfect website.
Yeah.
so
I
something
can read it.
Visco is cool for importing, and I think its most powerful feature is the way that it crossfades between two sounds.
Okay.
Messing with the goo in the middle is kind of painful at times. Like it can really quickly get into like annoying noises.
And to like undo, it's not the most intuitive process.
Yeah.
So
Simplant
you just
one
make it
kinda
worse
shit.
as you go.
It's like
Yeah,
lower
yeah.
than Simplant 1.
Yeah.
Simplant 1 had a high bar.
Yeah.
It set a
did.
high bar in my
Yeah.
opinion for where it came out, like
I still want to get
late
Simplant 2.
2000s. Like
yeah.
it's 2009 or
Came out in
something.
like 93.
It came out when I was born.
Yeah.
Came out in 1892, dude.
Dude, that thing's been around for ages.
It's basically
Ages.
a vampire
for
dude.
fortnights.
Yeah.
For fucking Fortnite.
Fun fact, they actually did come up with the algorithm for FFT in the 1800s, but they didn't have a computer
Huh.
to actually.
Four
Really?
7 years ago, dude.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
Goddamn.
fucked.
it
That is
wasn't.
pretty insane.
It wasn't used until the United States wanted to spy on every other country that had nukes,
Ah.
and so that's
I think I read about this.
that was actually
Oh,
the
we can
reason.
develop it if it's for war.
That was the reason that FFT actually
Safety.
took off into being explored as a useful product
Do you
That's
know
why
about
I
the-
make music
because they wanted to.
for the
It's
next
true.
war.
Yeah.
Make that shit lethal.
The
bitch.
loudness war.
fucking
The
warheads,
war of
bro.
loudness. And I got warheads, bitch.
Let me ask Hoopla if you could drop in the chat, like, what are your ways you like to use Visco? My one complaint with it that I discovered is I love that it has like the MIDI export feature, but it doesn't burn in any groove or swing that you give it inside the little step sequencer, which just totally killed my vibe.
That should fuck it up.
'Cause
Yeah, the swing would be everything.
I had like a dope beat and I went to export the MIDI and it was like all to the grid
Sterile-
and
sterile
boring. And
grid
I was
shit,
like,
yeah.
ugh.
That doesn't make sense at all.
Maybe it's
Why
a bug.
would you not build it in?
But it is cool. I think it's really cool. It's great for just making some fun, interesting beats. And then another
Quickly
tool.
getting an idea.
I would say another tool you could combine it with would be that plugin that Kyle, what's his name?
Voyager.
Voyager.
Aeon Voyager.
Aeon Voyage. Just to make sure that's the one now. Is it? He mentioned Life.
Like board game?
It's called Life. It's
Like the
actually
cereal?
it's called Life.
I love this.
If you
Life
pull up the
cereal.
plugin,
It's so good.
well, just Life,
I want
Life
cereal
VST.
so bad now.
I feel like I do remember him talking about this.
And
I don't remember
I've
what
shown,
it is though.
I think I've shown you this one, Austin. But you
Okay.
can like, it's cool. You can basically record any clip of audio, and then it uses AI to try to connect different hits or percussion noises in the sample that you give it. It could be literally just you like.
Oh, it's got a field recorder too.
You could just be like clanking around stuff on your desk, and then it'll convert that into a beat.
Here, let's see.
Walking.
Turns into
It's loud.
Wow.
Interesting.
Still, that was
It's
very cool.
So fucking loud.
Yeah, and there's no volume.
but
Yeah.
but
I
that
hate that.
it has like a generative kind of beat engine based
That's fucking
Okay, that's
off
awesome.
of
pretty cool.
it. And
Nice
and
UI.
I've totally taken
Andrew Wong would.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
dude.
Would.
He was probably the first person they hit up. They were like, "Please give us the pass on
Give
this."
us your mouth
But-
noises to
Dude,
make
check
beats
this
out
out.
of.
I've totally taken some
Check Sutton as well.
some of like what Visco does, written a fun little groove out of it, resampled it, and thrown it into this thing, and then it gives you even more generative
sure,
beats based
sure.
on what you had.
I mean, it'd be really nice for like grabbing random stuff from Splice that you don't actually want to use, but you like kind of the jive,
Mm.
and just throwing it in there and be
Mhm.
like, okay, cool. Here's a new texture under the same kind of
Mm-hmm.
guise,
Yeah.
if you will.
Whoa! You can adjust what it's triggering with that
Yes.
little knob.
Whoa! You can sample that shit, everybody.
Oh.
Whoa! Hey! Enough of the O's.
Blood clot.
blood
Yeah, blood clot thrown in there.
That was
Blood
D-
clot.
Heard that on D&B
Oh, they have an app?
Tuner.
I
A
got
little cloud sync app?
I got
Actually,
a-
that's fucking sick.
I got a blood clot, guys.
That's gross. Dude.
Oh, that is smart of them to make a little app to go along with
yeah,
it.
a little
Yeah.
field recorder
Yeah. Yeah.
for people who
How,
don't put
how smart of
fucking
them.
cases on their iPhones because they're psychopaths.
What is that dude's tattoo?
you think-
Did you guys see that?
Do you think people
The one on the top where it's like some fish leg thing?
looks like a dragon?
But it's got like a boot on.
Yeah, it's got a little
Yeah.
person leg.
Classic patchwork is what it looks like
Do
to
you
me.
think
Yeah.
people in the future will look back at us and say our smartphones were actually dumb phones?
Oh, 100%. We have like the Pong version of phones right now. Well, Pong
I
2,
mean,
because we
in
had
relation
Nokias.
to what, though?
Like quantum phones.
Into relation to what they have? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They'll think they're dumb, but like in relation
Yeah.
to what we didn't have before,
They're fucking
no, they'll know that they're smart.
so sick, dude.
They'll be like,
In
can you
relation.
imagine going from nothing to smartphones and then to this shit? This shit's crazy. It fucking like builds me a cheeseburger whenever I want.
Just has like a matter.
builds
just out of thin
builds
air-
me a cheeseburger,
yeah,
calls
out of
my mom
thin
to remind
air,
me
yeah.
I love her, and then takes my trash
No,
out.
but
Hey,
it's like an
Mom, just
AI
a
voice,
reminder
so it just
to
leaves your mom a
me
voice
that I love
message, and
you.
you don't even have to do anything.
I got one more thing
Oh,
I
shit.
can bring up that
5?
is also pretty dope about
P dope.
it's pretty fun with sample generation.
Okay, what
if
is
I
it?
could pull up actually Discord and go, are you in the Kyoto or Resonant Language
Yes,
Discord?
I'm in the Kyoto.
Oh, also, for those of you that don't know, Resonant Language does have a Discord, but apparently it's a secret or something, and it's really hard to
I
find.
don't think it's a secret.
It's exclusive.
He just doesn't bother marketing.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah,
So you're saying we should put an invite in our Discord for everybody to go to to find
exactly.
it?
Yes.
It's cool. Go for it.
Should we go hang out with
Go ahead and
Mana?
put an
Go
invite in there.
Just
go
hop in real quick.
to where's Nerds Only?
What's
There
up?
should be Nerds Only Music. We need to find the music channel.
Nerds only computers.
No, it's Nerds Only Music.
Nerds only
It
computers.
might be hid. There it is.
Boom. Audio
Up,
hardware.
up. Two
Oh.
more. There. And then scroll up. Wait, down. Go to the current. How do you go to current?
You scroll down.
There you go. Click on the link.
This one?
Now you have a virus. No, just click it.
Kyoto Wood.
So this is an article that talks you through how to set up your own stable diffusion audio
I was
generation.
gonna say this is
Oh.
AI.
This is AI audio generator,
This.
and it's pretty interesting.
That image is sick as fuck.
I
Man,
was
is
gonna
that-
say
is that
that's so fucking
AI
sick, right?
Audio generated image right there.
that aesthetic is amazing.
Stable Audio Open is a
So-
stable diffusion model specializing in
Oh, right,
audio
yes.
samples, sound effects, and short musical elements.
Indeed, go on.
It's important to note that Stable Audio Open 1.0 is not designed for full-scale music creation, although it can effectively generate shorter sound clips in various styles, such as rhythmic or drum loops. While it may not surpass the best models currently available, with proper setup and configuration, Stable Audio
Bomba clot. Pussy clot.
Degenerated there.
Okay, and then it goes through.
It talks
all
you how
the
to do it.
things.
Yeah, how to. This is like from some guy's
Comfy.
blog
That's
that just
cool.
walks you through how
That's
to
very cool.
install this. And I'll be honest, I followed these instructions and had AI audio generation set up in about 10 minutes.
Wow.
You don't even need to install anything. You can generate. It's
Damn.
Oh,
that's from.
that's the prompt.
Yeah,
It's showing you down below.
Jesus.
it is loudly.
Dogs, fucking barks are so.
I mean,
loud
it can
and
do
annoying, to be
ambiances.
honest.
Yeah, it's-
so
It's
I get
perfect
it.
for ambience and Foley.
I would say
kinda
it
stuff.
also is great for one
Oh,
shots.
Foley. would
Okay,
be
for
You
one
can-
shots.
great.
What's really interesting too is you can tell it a BPM
Oh,
and it'll actually generate the audio at the BPM that you give it. So like if you said jazz drums, and what's interesting too is using, so what it does is you have
Jazz
to use
shaker.
you could say jazz shaker, but you may not get a jazz shaker. Like the thing that I have learned, I was reading more about how this AI stuff works, and there's a whole process between first they have to generate an actual audio like an AI model, like an LLM, kind of based off of the content you want to generate from. But that's not the end of the road. You then have to go through like layer upon layer of reprocessing that thing to be able to associate words to it. Because it has no idea what anything is.
For sure.
Like it just has a bunch of stuff in its brain, but it doesn't know what any of it means. So
No,
you
it's
have
a
to
WebMP.
you have to
or
spend a
WebP.
bunch of time associating like what crunchy means and what this and that. And after you do that a whole bunch, you start to get patterns where it starts to recognize that out of what's been trained on it.
Interesting.
That's why this shit, because I was like, everyone that I show the AI audio gen stuff to, they're like, can I like train my snare drums into it yet? Or can I train a bass? And the answer for now is no, it's not that easy. I have yet to find a program that lets you just easily chuck a bunch of samples in and have it poop that out. But I can't wait for that day to come because
Oh my
I
God.
really,
Right.
I'm so, I know that a lot of the companies that could build it as an application
Mhm.
for people to do, they don't want to because they will be the center of attention in the copyright world.
Yeah.
Mm.
But apparently that doesn't even matter because like
I mean, it
every
will
AI
to them. They will be bankrupt, and it will
No,
matter
they will,
to them.
I don't think they will.
I think they will be
No,
bankrupt.
because Midjourney would be bankrupt already. Like any image AI thing would be bankrupt. Like there was a little moment where everyone was like, they're copywriting and stealing everyone's work, and then it like no one cared again.
I think they got sued, and they had enough money to deal with it.
Is that what it was?
That's what
That would make sense.
That's my, because the same thing happened to OpenAI with like ChatGPT, and they had enough money backing them that they could deal with it. They had enough money to pay for the lawyers.
Okay.
Damn.
But that's what I'm saying is like if you're a small developer of like 2 people
Then you're fucked.
and you're building
Okay.
it on
Yeah.
on the back of not having like rent if this goes down, or just like just enough money to be able to pay for the thing to run, like then you're putting yourself into sketchy territory as like a business venture. So
Mhm.
I would love to see it. Maybe it's in the
Mm.
process of being built. Maybe I'm just talking bullshit, but I know that is like for example with DataMind and their, because they did what was it, the Combobulator
Mm-hmm.
with Mr. Bill and
Bill.
and all those other artists that they've been doing, but they're doing, that's why they advertise very heavily that they're doing like what's the term, like it's like respectful or it's appropriate. It's not, they're not trying to
Organic.
Oh.
there's a term
That's
for
cool.
it.
Bomba
I know. I'm trying to think of it.
But anyways,
It's
they're,
like organic.
they're respecting the
Yeah,
boundaries
okay.
of creative artists and
Right.
That's nice.
like making sure that they get
Yes.
paid in the
Yeah.
event that people use content that was generated
It's a
from
noble
their
cause.
stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a reason they went with that business model, because the software they have surely could be opened up to the users to,
Surely it is.
if they built a UI to just let
Oh,
you
right,
train
right.
your own shit. But as soon as you do that, then you have people like, I'm gonna just chuck all the Beatles in this, and
Surely
no.
they
now
are
your
doing
product is the
that.
thing that's
Ew.
empowering me.
Somebody's doing
Right,
that with
right,
that
right.
software.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, let's see what happens if we put in
Ethically
all
sourced
of...
is what they call it. It says
Ethically
hoopla.
sourced. Yeah, that
It
sounds
says
right.
hoopla.
There you
Ethically
go.
sourced. Thank you.
Can we get an AI to clean out
Thank you,
Caleb's
Hoopla.
inbox?
What? Why?
29,000
I like watching that
emails.
grow.
Dude, you should see.
I like
mine.
watching
You're
it
going
grow.
for the high score?
Yeah, dude. Come on.
Do I have you?
I
beat?
would
Let's
love an
see.
AI bot
You have
that
me
does
beat.
that,
I'm at like
actually.
7,000.
You're at 99 plus, dude. I have you beat.
Dude, well, it's because
I know you're on mobile.
99 plus.
Maybe if you turn it sideways,
And it's like 99
or
million.
if you go on your app.
I'm just going in the. Does it say here? Does it say here? Nah, it still says 99 plus. God damn it!
No.
I've got a
what'd you say at the end?
116.
14,000.
14,000. I'm at 29.
You got me beat.
116?
I've got 116.
Oh.
100. What?
116.
116,000.
You have 116,000?
God damn.
Dang, boy. Goated. I have cleaned this out multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
insane, Dave.
This is probably the last time I cleaned it out was maybe pre-COVID, like 2019.
Who's got the high score now, bitches?
Yeah, you won.
Cheap views
Suckers.
on guys. You should click on that link. It's definitely not a virus.
Yeah.
Here,
And then you have 4 in your personal.
Hey, don't fucking.
Don't look at that.
All his mom.
Why are we just? What is happening
why are we
right
going?
now?
Oh, you're gonna try.
I'm gonna
You're
invite him.
blocking again.
Invite.
There we go. Ban. That's the one I was looking for. I was like, how do I ban them? I forget. We don't have to ban people that
Wow,
often.
hoopla! That was you, huh? You're selling our Twitch information.
Deleted by a
For a
moderator. All right, guys, let's go. Should we move on to some quick talk?
Fuck yeah, we
Yeah,
should.
we have 5.
Yeah, I'm due for
Yeah,
a cigarette
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about these.
We
Some of
actually-
them are dumb.
We bailed on
Some
the
of them are
lightning
good.
round, John, as of recently.
Yeah. This
Not
is,
officially.
This
It'll
is
come
the
back.
new lightning round.
Yeah.
True.
Never ending drum kit, Tibble perk.
Oh, we're starting with mine.
Started
Hang on.
You almost said started at the same time as
Okay,
me.
yeah, the audio's not bad.
Dad,
What
with
did
this
he say?
percussive never ending drum
Hold
kit.
on, so
Tibble
pause
perk.
for a second. So what are we doing? What are we doing here?
We're just watching a video.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
just
talk
we're-
about
And
this video.
Whatever happens, if the
It's a
video
TikTok.
incites any sort of something
We're gonna
in
talk
you.
about it afterwards. So we're just gonna watch it.
Never ending drum kit, Tibble perk. Started with this percussive laser. Then I slowly added Foley to it. Sent everything but the laser into a mixer track with a vocodex, spectral gate, and this EQ. Then added a mix bus with a bloom and some soft clipping.
Balloon.
Link to the full free
Nah,
kit in my
it's not
bio.
that good.
No.
I tried it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Blooms are
The sound was also just kind of okay.
Never ending drum kit, Tibble perk.
so my personal. So first of all, he's got Visco.
Yep.
Look at that. He's got Visco.
Oh.
But honestly, I don't know how you call this never ending because
Right.
like do you realize how much time you're going to waste just trying to find different sounds to turn this thing in? You need to step this up and put in
XO
automatic sample pickers for you
Right,
so you can
correct.
just actually have a never ending drum generator.
Yeah,
I
get
give
on
you,
your.
I give you a 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
A 0? Not even a 1?
This
0
is
out of
the
10.
producer lounge.
Get fucking railed,
Suck
Slime
it.
Cinema.
Fucking, yeah,
Just got
fuck you,
You
roasted.
just block
bro.
that guy.
Maybe 1. I'll give you a 1 out of 10 for like the
A
one
one.
for like the timbre. But again, like never ending my ass.
It was a fun sound. All right,
guys.
go on.
All right.
Cable guys is winking at us.
Oh,
All
what's
right,
up,
he's already
Katie?
got a 10. He's already got a 10.
Yeah.
To keep your ears fresh while mixing and producing. Do you find yourself constantly turning your monitoring volume up? Maybe
No.
you're trying to zoom in on the mix and hear things more clearly. This seems to make sense, but it actually leads to ear fatigue. And you may end up with mixes that rely on loud playback for excitement. So instead, try the opposite.
Pause it, pause it,
Each time you feel
pause
the
it.
need
The
to
plus
turn it
5
up,
peak.
Is he gonna mention anything about Shaperbox in this video? You don't think so?
Nope.
What do you think?
No.
I know so
You
because
know?
I brought
Okay.
this one in.
Okay.
I also brought this in for you two boys.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Instead, try the opposite. Each time you feel the need to turn it up, turn the volume down a bit.
Yeah,
You might
I
be
need this.
surprised at
Yeah.
how quiet you can go. Here's a tip to
I brought
Just
that
turn
in.
it down.
That's the actual clip.
Yeah, dude, I saw this. I was like, oh, I control the boys so hard with this. This is so good. Also,
I
it's
do
a
that.
good tip.
I
It's a
do
good
that,
tip.
by the way.
Nice. Yeah.
So
Sure.
suck it.
Damn, I do suck it, dude.
I need to be better about that. I make a point to start my session quieter because I'm that guy who just louder.
I'm back and forth. I turn it up, I turn it down.
Mm.
I usually keep it pretty, just like moderately quiet the whole time.
I turn it
You
up
do.
to listen
You're really
for a
good about
minute,
that.
and then I turn it down.
yeah, I'll
to
definitely
work.
do a little bit of
See,
that.
I can't even do
but
that because when
all
I
I
hear
do.
it loud and then I hear it quiet, I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah, but you're
like
not playing
worse
it out.
now.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. You can't be concerned about that. You got to
Mhm.
just keep moving.
Yeah. It
Always
is helpful.
forward, never
It is
back.
helpful.
Here's a little secret that only top recording artists know.
Top
So
recording
when your favourite
artists.
artist is about to release some new music, they'll usually say something along the lines of, oh, I'm super excited to release this record. They're not. They're absolutely fucking terrified. So am I, because Perfect and Malibu Sunset are coming out tomorrow. So
God
please buy
damn
and
it.
stream
It's an advertisement.
You with the troll talk.
We just
this
got
week.
advertised.
Jesus, we did.
Cheers.
You used our platform to advertise that?
We should.
It's
Who is
Serum,
it?
dude. He's the
Serum,
goat.
legend.
He's a legend,
Serum is the
dude.
goat. He also has a fucking hilarious TikTok.
Yeah,
He's so
I can
fucking
tell.
funny.
his TikTok
This
is
guy is
fucking
fucking amazing.
Not a lot of people know this, but I used to be a competitive swimmer when I was younger, and my speciality was a 100-meter butterfly, and that's given me quite an impressive wingspan. And you'll know that if you've ever seen me wheeling up decks 1 and 4 at the same time.
Did he just double spin back?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
You've ever seen me wheeling back next 1 and 4 at the same time?
That was John at the Cervantes show.
He's so good.
I love
He's such a legend.
The comments were like, "What were your times at laps?"
Is that what the
That
comments
was one of the comments.
Not a lot of people
What were your times?
Yeah.
103
let's
something.
go.
Love you, Dad. Wheel up
That's
when it's so hard. We needed a wheel up,
That's amazing. Okay.
dude. Serum's
I'll
the goat.
follow him.
Serum's
He gets
the
a
goat.
follow.
His music's good too.
Go listen to his tunes. They're
Music's good.
fucking sick
Yeah,
as
his
fuck.
music's
Little
great.
secret.
Oh, this is the one we already did.
Yep.
Is a little secret.
Is a little secret.
A little secret.
Here's the best production trick you can learn.
No. I already.
His voice.
Don't worry.
His voice and
I just see the
the
flute.
microphone on the flame drumstick.
Yeah, it's a flame
God
drumstick
damn it.
and the slanted room.
yeah,
But it is a fun trick. It's not the
All right,
best
all right,
trick.
all
It's
right.
just a fun
Look at
trick.
his keyboard also, the weird angle.
For the pod.
So they can see it.
All right.
All right.
Here's the best production trick you can learn in 2024. Start off by
Start off by getting a new microphone.
What is that?
Start off by
accent also?
talking.
to audio. Now pitch it up an octave, reverse it, and stretch it to make it double the length. Then in the mixer, add EQ, soothe, compression, flanger, reverb, and shaper box, and bring it to audio again. Now reverse it back and stretch it to its original pitch and tempo. And with all the effects applied, we'll end up with a texturized, way more interesting version of our melody.
Is this gonna hurt our ears? Okay.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
It basically just turns it into a
That sounds,
stack.
that sounds nice.
It just and obviously don't take his word of like
Exactly.
do exactly
Specific
these things.
Yeah.
I think
Just
you should make a parody video and just have like 30 plugins.
Yes.
Dude, that's literally
But
where my
each-
head
each-
went.
Like one of them
Yeah.
has to be sausage
gotta
fattener,
duet
or maybe
it.
like
Yeah.
5.
but it
sausage
also
fatteners.
has to be like, and you have to make this EQ shape, and then this EQ shape.
It has to
and
be
then this
specifically
EQ shape.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should also do like without enunciating anything.
Right.
Also,
Mumble rap TikToks.
Into like
and one of the processing needs to be like run it through this amp, specifically this one with this microphone.
right.
In this
yeah,
room.
exactly.
Come
In
over
this
to my
room
house.
in Denver,
And then you don't even play the final product.
and the humidity
It just
has to be at
loops.
least 64%. Yeah, but it
Sounds
is
good.
It is a fun
Cool idea.
idea to reverse it, stretch
It's
it,
a really, really
apply
good
a bunch
idea.
of effects.
It's a really fun.
I'll
Damn,
smash
yeah.
it.
Caleb, look at this stacked lineup of people you're following over there.
I'd smash.
I'd smash all of them.
Would smash.
Yeah.
Smash.
That's not who he's following.
Smash.
It's you may like.
Smash.
No, following accounts.
On the left.
This is TPL, dude. This is us.
Oh, yeah, the left.
Here,
Oh,
let's-
this is TPL.
Let's do a quick honorable mention here.
join me. All right, guys, join me on my journey as a DJ who tours every weekend, flying to a different city.
Sad I'm hungover and I want to go home.
I'm sad. Cut Rugs is such a legend.
Shout out, Cub Rugs.
So good. Cut Rugs out there. Oh, I love this
This
guy.
guy's great.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wait.
the best.
But make sure it's clean.
We're missing one.
Squeaky clean.
Look at that fucking Photoshop work he did
I
there.
know.
What's next? Granulator? Granulator? More like acetator. Drop it into a granulator.
Acetator?
Turn the shape down.
Drop it into a
Add
granulator.
an envelope MIDI.
Wait, but the granulator already has an envelope.
But it won't let me make bendy slopes like this one can. Map the envelope.
Lock in.
Dude, he's goaded.
Polarity. Invert the modulation amount. Drop the sustain. Drop the attack. Set the decay to 1 second, and the decay slope
It's
to
so
negative
good.
50% to make some bendy slope shit. Now select the quantized portion of your grid and look down to the status bar for its duration in milliseconds.
Good trick.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm
so glad I found this
The pig.
Say thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
This
bass
guy's
is so
videos are legit so good.
He found a way to do like shit posting with his tutorials, but his tutorials are
With,
actually
like-
sick.
Yeah, with like
But then he
real
throws
content.
a sick
Yeah.
beat at the end of it.
Yep.
And
Every
it's
single
actually
time
funny.
you're like,
Because he's a
oh
G.
shit, why is it such a good beat that
You got
goes
the other
along
one.
with
Yeah.
this?
Nice.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Last one.
One patch per day. Day.
No,
look at,
we're not
look at
watching
that
it.
stud.
We're not watching
Is that Craft Tool?
That is Craft
That's
Tool.
Craft Tool.
Wait.
All right, thanks,
earlier?
Craft Tool.
From earlier, that plugin we were talking about?
Craft
Sorry.
Tool. Oh my god.
What
Guys.
was that? That's not what I was trying to say.
Also, quick side note: he was gonna do a patch a day thing on TikTok and made it to day 3 and then just gave up. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Also, why is he filming his monitor? Bruh. Bruh.
Yeah, that's the cool, intimate thing.
This one's pretty simple. Right click, text to wavetable, type anything you want. Vocode mode to run through deeper to higher, male to female type tonality. Formant, give it that sort of relative, interesting pitched up and down feeling. Then a very short envelope on the wavetable position, and that will make it so that every single time you hit a note, it'll run through a little bit of those words that you typed in, and then combined with a randomizer on that wavetable position. Every time it gets triggered by a new MIDI note with something like an arpeggiator, it'll run through this in a different way. Like and follow for more tips, tricks, and weird sounds.
Let's go shout out Craft Tool.
Craft Tool. So I actually used
Craft
this
Tool.
trick
Yeah, he did 3.
in my set, in
Patch
my
per
set
day,
recently.
Day 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how you did the Aznadel?
Yep. I tried to actually make it out of squonks. I went in with that mindset of like, I need to make a squonk say my name, and I tried for so, and I couldn't do it, and I gave up.
You should try. Check out.
I cheated.
Yeah, I cheated.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry, everybody. Now you
check
know.
out. Check
Now
out.
you know,
Chip
everybody.
Speech.
I'm a fraud.
Have you heard of Chip Speech?
I think I have heard of chip speech.
It's like another text to speech kind of synthesizer engine, but it has a bunch of weird knobs. Like you can get like strange timbres out of it. It sounds very like
Ooh, art.
old school, but it can be really fun.
Does this have a volume on it?
Nope.
Oh, art.
Bah!
Yeah, it's just-
Here, let's hear what it sounds like. Bah!
Kind of looks like a trading card.
yeah, I kind of love it.
Yeah.
The UI is
Yeah.
definitely like of another time,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it does have some interesting timbres.
kinky.
I was fucking with it, and you can get some like you can type. My favorite thing with these kind of plugins is to type in like not words at all, like just complete gibberish, like yo.
Just have him That's my favorite thing to do on Kyoto's stream, just to fuck with him. Because he has
Right, he has the
text to
audio.
speech.
Yeah, text
that
to
shit is
speech.
so
Yeah.
fucking funny.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it is a little.
Pro tip: everybody go into Kyoto's stream and type weird shit into his fucking thing because it reads everything out. And he will get a little bit of a kick out of it.
He will. Especially when everyone starts chiming in.
Yeah.
He's
It
like,
starts
guys.
to get hectic.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that on this podcast.
Hell
everybody.
no.
No chance.
We did it, guys.
Wow. Thanks,
Yeah,
Hoopla.
I think we did a great job.
Shout out Hoopla.
And we still have some notes for another.
Look at that. I've had a
Episode?
lightning round question here
How to
for
draw a
weeks.
face. Draw a circle, then draw the rest
Draw
of the
the rest
face.
of the face.
Yeah, I think that's an old
a good
meme
call.
video.
That reminds me of
years
the
ago.
new. Have you guys seen the "This is a square" or like how to draw a square thing?
Mm-mm.
Please go on.
It's been happening the past 2 days, but basically, they give like the definition of a square, and they use that definition, but draw something that's like not even close to a square, but is technically a square based on the definition.
Oh, hilarious!
Yeah,
Of course.
What that reminded me of. Woo!
Woo! Hey,
Well, 178 in the bank.
guys.
John, do you have any tips for our Gabber episodes coming up?
Gabber always sounds better
What a
if you walk
question.
in the other room.
Yo!
Dang, that's fucked up, dude.
But it sounds great from the other room.
Oh. That was a compliment.
That's why you make it sound like it's in the other room.
Yeah, with a
Lo-fi Gabber.
with a low
It
pass
all's
and
lo-fi.
convolution.
It's all lo-fi. You go listen to Gabber, it's like dun, 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 dun. It's like not. It's
mean,
never
that's-
really that loud. It's
that's
like
more
weirdly
hardcore.
like. Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, I mean, because Gabber's kind of like
Sure.
the old school happy version of it.
Oh. I thought it was happy hardcore. Or is that just
Happy
what Gabber
hardcore
is?
is kind of Gabber.
They're kinda
Synonyms for each
close.
other?
True,
Okay.
true.
Yeah, they're so close.
So what is Lil Texas? Is that hard style?
hard? Yeah, that's just hard style.
Oh,
yeah,
And some hardcore.
yeah. Hardcore hard style. It's definitely not Gabber.
Hmm.
Texas music.
Oh, I should...
Right.
What'd you say about Texas?
It's just a goose honking.
That's
all it is.
I should have sent it. He just made...
Pow.
It's like a video or something. There's like a picture of one of the EQs he uses to make his kicks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
like
yeah. But not only is it that, it's like 6 nodes stacked on top of each other, all doing that.
Yeah, and it's just
It's just so absurd.
yeah, it's great. Thank you, Restraint, for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
This fine evening.
Strussy. Von Leitner.
Is that a pixel?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's a phone, not a pixel.
It's
Folks.
actually a voxel.
Voxel.
Oh, we just rickrolled ourselves.
Yeah, I forgot we had that.
Thanks, guys. Hit the sub button. Hit the subscribe button as well. Those are two totally different buttons.
Sub button and subscribe button.
Go ahead and
notification
follow,
button. Like this channel.
follow one
Fucking,
of our many band camps.
Fucking
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking literally do the things though. Everybody go do the things.
Yeah, just do it right now.
We've
It's
been
really
doing
easy.
we've been
It's like
doing
right
this
there.
forever. We have more episodes than we have followers on fucking YouTube. So get it moving.
Yeah, hurry up, guys.
Oh, that hurts.
Get it moving.
Ratio.
It only kind of hurts.
John, where can
it's
people
not
It
like
doesn't
we-
hurt. Fuck these people.
Dang, we love you. Folks, we'll see you guys next week.
Oh wait, he's got a plug.
I don't need a plug.
You have to plug.
Nah.
Resonant language next month. Let's go.
Nah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Go see the wrestling show. I'm prepping hard for
Yep,
that.
yep,
I
yep.
want to do. My goal
Also,
is to
cloud storage. No, I'm just kidding.
my goal is to make Pat smile.
Okay,
Resonant
let's
language,
go.
I want to see
Yeah.
him
It's a good
smile.
goal.
He is
Does he not
always
usually
quite
smile?
melancholy.
He does
Very
not
stoic.
smile often.
Yeah.
Patting and smiling are very different.
Not that
things.
he's not happy, but he just doesn't smile a lot.
Right. He's melancholy.
He's not the most expressive.
No.
At least he saves it all for his music.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. At least
All right.
most of it. Folks, we love you. We'll see you
So
next
cool.
week.
So cool.
Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye Hoopla. Bye 2 new people who came in.
Hey, we love you.